Howdy, folks. Welcome to Adventures in Alberon, Courts of Everest. I am Joe Treff, your DM this evening and most. And joining me are my friends, Matt, Vincent. The timing is really great. Matt, Universal Healthcare Vincent. You have Tina, we have Kara, we have Hannah, and we have Alana. We are going to be playing D&D today. We're in costume because it was Halloween yesterday, and it's basically still Halloween today.
I did see somebody walking around in a nest costume. They were going to work. They had an actual bat.
Incredible.
It depends on what their job is.
Commit to the bit.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Baseball player. He's fine.
I was thinking of Ness with the yo-yo.
Well, he does have a yo-yo, but he also
whacking
has a bat.
people on
That's
the
the
way.
best
His
move that he has.
classic weapon is the bat.
I
You're gonna
derailed
play
it already.
D&D.
Sorry.
But before we do, a couple of quick announcements. First,
I also heard this. I thought the same thing.
Bring it back in, people.
we played Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign last night. We have an Instagram at AlberonRPG. We have a ton of different things that are coming up, and the Instagram you can see, different things. We have encounter maps like this. We have handouts. We have all kinds of stuff. That's the blue plastic fingers of the camera. On Thanksgiving this month, there's going to be Feast of the Noble Vale, the second edition of this, run by Kara. We are going to, both me and Matt are captains of some cooking teams, and Matt has certainly picked the people on his team.
He's definitely not
Head
holding anything up.
chefs.
Yes. Head chefs. We're going to be having a culinary adventure set in the D&D world of Alberon, and it's going to be fantastic. You can see it on Thanksgiving. In December, Axe, Wolf, and Woe will be played and likely aired sometime towards the end of that month. Tina also just dropped an 8-part series on us that will be happening roughly over the course of the next year or so, that is based around various pagan holidays, one of which will be, I think we said the 21st. I can't remember what the dates were.
December 1st,
Yeah, lots of very cool stuff coming in December. Then in January, we have Black Heart of Texas, which is an original Fallout 5-part adventure through January and February. And then on February 14th, preceding our regularly scheduled D&D game, will be a very special one-shot, Ace of Roses, which is a Starfinder one-shot by Olive that is a dating game show mixed with Starfinder. And it's incredibly unique. We have a lot of new friends joining us, and there will be a second Ace of Roses that will follow that sometime in March or April, I believe. We have a lot of cool stuff that is coming in 2025, but that is all the announcements that I have for right now. And it is time for this week's session of Courts of Everest. Wandering Hearts.
Oh, no.
Last we played. You arrived without warning in the private teleportation chambers of the Ice Makers Guild. And though Alina was successful in talking her way out, Ori insisting that Alina was just a help resulted in you failing to easily make your way through, and found you losing thousands of gold to make up for the delay in the expedited shipping seals for the fast-arriving eulogy tournament of Lord Jorndrik Artasis in Petrichor. This costly social blunder, aside from costing you several thousand gold, did delay your arrival into Darkbriar, but you did ultimately arrive safe. Although would this prove to be foreshadowing for events to come? You left and emerged into the Spitting Stone Inn, made some reservations of rooms before deciding to have Cheshire and Ori get the lay of the land around the gates of the Lunarish Guildhall, while Alina and Billy shopped without shopping, and Minka and Valis stayed out of trouble. Alina and Billy caught each other up on events in the last 48 hours, including Alina being worried about her newfound affinity to fire, though Billy said it was likely nothing to worry about. Billy being
fine.
somewhat of an expert on such things.
Of course.
Minka, you worked on some jewelry back in the hotel. Cheshire and Ori went to the Filthy Windows Inn to gain a high ground vantage point on the gate below. In doing so, Ori bumped into a Goliath and knocked over their meal, causing a bit of a fuss. Cheshire, jumping to Ori's aid, pretended not to know Ori, and Ori resulted in being kicked out of the establishment after being forced to give the Goliath a golden cup that they had recovered from a temple beneath the ocean. Cheshire observed from a high point while Ori counted the guards, noting the various figures around the gate and up on the steps of the house proper, before actually being offered a job at the blacksmith's. A dragonborn feeling somewhat sorry for Ori. Alina, Billy, and Minka and Valis got into Alina's ring, while Valis and Cheshire flew/walked in support of Ori behind, and Ori approached the gate to attempt to negotiate his way in. Ori, you were greeted with a passcode, and being unable to remember the phrase, going with, I believe it was Semper Tyrannis as the password, you were rejected from the gate. So you were forced to face your chief foe of this campaign, a 15-foot tall stone wall, and Ori, you were able to overcome it. But as Cheshire snuck around to observe the scene and get better eyes on you, Ori, you stumbled as you jumped off the wall, your foot sliding and knocking stones down, and this caused the nearby Goliath to turn, point to you, and as the group of guards finished their laughter, say, "You mean that guy?" The rest of the laughing guards, their leader, who was the one that rejected you at the gate, said, "Wait a minute." And as this happened, Cheshire briefly considered intervening and then chose to wait and allow you to be surrounded. Ori, you revealed your staff, causing the Goliath to briefly question the intentions of the rest of the guards. They asked you, which one do you work for? And Ori, you responded with your sister's name, which was incorrect, as the rest of the guards draw their swords. That is where we begin this evening, Ori. You are within the Crown of Still Harbor, this district that is gated off from the rest of the Still Harbor district to the south. And behind you there are these stone walls. Off to your right and kind of just behind your right shoulder there is what is like a gatehouse or a sort of security section. Behind you, or I guess in front of you and off to the right, there is this kind of rectangular building, a single story. You can see through some of the windows that this seems to be storage for a number of different barrels. And then behind you, you can see now wrestling this dog that looks a little bit like Hondo into the door, pulling ham from outside of their mouth. There is a wealthy-looking merchant, off on that side. All the other individuals that you can really see all seem to be really kind of gesturing and moving towards you. Swords have been drawn. All of these individuals are wearing kind of leather armor, save the three that are up near the top of the stairs. Those ones you can see are all wearing breastplates. The armor seems a little finer. You can see the breastplates themselves emblazoned with this wreath of herbs that is kind of nestled underneath what looks like a simplistic version of the guild hall that's beyond. This Goliath has drawn their sword. They look at you and they say, "I think we'll be calling for the gods now." The human who greeted you at the gate said, No, wait just a second here. And he walks over to you, sword still pointed. Are you doing anything?
Is he coming threateningly?
It doesn't seem like he's coming to like shake your hand. The sword is pointed at you.
I'm gonna be like, holding the staff, I'm gonna be like, I demand I speak with your leader.
He keeps the sword leveled at you and he just says, "Fella, you ain't really in a position to be demanding anything. You're making kind of a bit of noise out here. And it's been frustrating the last couple of weeks. Let's take a walk." And the rest of the guards start kind of laughing. They begin to surround you a little bit closer, and you feel yourself being pushed back and towards the Lunarish Guildhall. What are you doing?
Back into it?
Yeah, you're being led in that direction.
This way?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, I guess for now I'm gonna allow it.
That was easy.
We're going inside.
And inside the ring, Alina's like, just let him cook, let him cook.
Oh, it's going according to plan.
The human says, "Hey, Cass, frisk him." And you can see one of these bandits just sheathes a sword, goes up, and they're going to make an investigation check. Are you resisting?
Yes, but mostly to prevent them from getting the ring. and the staff.
So are you trying to hide those things?
Yes.
Make a sleight of hand check. And make it at disadvantage as you are surrounded by a group of guards.
Nice.
Make it as good as the hide the pasta in the concealed compartment roll.
Ring just. Oh.
It's okay.
I normally watch Vincent's face to know Matt's rolls, and like it's partially covered. Now
I do
I'm just
that
like
too. I watch
mystery.
Was that
17.
a 17?
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
So for all of you in the ring, you see suddenly the ring begin to move very quickly as Ori is able to use their thumb to slide it off the finger and manages to make it just disappear behind their hand. You are looking directly up Ori's nose as he holds it like away from them. You hold the staff in the other hand.
I'm just like, I'm
like, that's how
not
he does it.
resisting.
Yeah.
You know.
So they go through. You have the Ruby Crescendo on you. Let me rephrase this. What weapons do you have on you that are now being removed?
Oh, the Ruby Crescendo.
Okay.
And the rapier, and probably like 4 daggers
So
at least.
he takes one dagger, takes another dagger, and says, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." Takes another dagger out of your boot. Takes like another
and a
one from
hunting
the
trap,
sleeve,
I guess.
like reaches behind the cloak and you're just like, oh wait, and you kind of like hold the
And
cloak
the
out.
longbow.
Hunting trap, longbow. You take all these things out. You can take them out of your inventory. You can see 2 of these humans now are required to really take the brunt of this, as there's a lot of items here. But they begin to walk you towards these stairs. Cheshire, are you doing anything?
Following.
Following, okay. Are you doing so in a sneaky manner?
Absolutely, I am.
So your previous stealth check still holds, and you feel pretty hidden. From where you are, kind of having crept around this ivy, they begin to move Ori off and straight away, and when they get close to the stairs, about 10 feet away.
Making note of the 2 who took my stuff
Okay.
to keep track of, like, if I can find my stuff later.
Yep, it's a pair of humans. One of them was called Cass. You didn't get the other one's name. They stand a little bit further behind you. There is another 2 humans, a Goliath and a bugbear, that kind of form this retinue. And right when they get to about 10 feet to where the stairs are, they turn right. And they begin to lead you around to the alleyway behind the guild hall.
Kick the shit out of him.
You can see up above one of these individuals, a fire genasi, who is wearing the crest of the Lunarish, looks down, and in Celestial they speak something. You can see the bandit turns the Goliath and just goes, "No, don't worry, we're going to take care of him." They make their way back, and you can kind of feel yourself just disappearing into the shadow between a towering stone wall about 25 feet tall and the guild hall off to your left. There is no windows. You are just between 2 tall elements of stone about 15 feet apart. They stop you about midway down the building, so there is about 30 feet in either direction before you could make your way either to the corner of the stone wall back in that direction or try to make your way to the edge of this map over here. And they sort of fan out and surround you. You can see one of them takes the Ruby Crescendo and is sort of playing with it. This is an item that, for them, is pretty fancy. And the Goliath says, "Keep track of that. I bet we can get a pretty reward for that one."
I'm telling you right now, you're making a mistake.
He narrows his eyes at you. And he says, "You said Elisare. I know that name.
It's actually pronounced Elisari, but yes.
Is that your aunt or something?" And you get the sense that they're speaking Thieves' Cant.
No, but I do have an aunt. That's what you're implying.
Cass. And you can see the human who's holding this almost like triggers it on you, but manages to just kind of hold it. And he goes, "Yeah." And the Goliath says, "This one's a thief. Take his stuff inside in case he tries to get it back." And this human goes and nods, takes the rest of your weapons, like puts the longbow around his head, kind of like chokes him, but he totters his way up the stairs.
Your mistakes are very...
The Goliath says,
frustrating for
What
you,
manner
though.
is he holding the ruby crescendo?
the ruby crescendo, he's like holding it now tucked under his arm, like one arm wrapped underneath it, the longbows around his neck. He's holding a whole bunch of daggers kind of wrapped up in one arm as well.
Would it be possible to switch that out as he passes?
So where are you trying to get to?
I'm trying to relieve him of the ruby crescendo. Without
Correct. So
noticing.
at the moment you were kind of on this corner over here. Ori and this group has made their way around the side of the house. So if
And
you're
I was
sneaking, where
following
you?
them.
So how far are you following them to?
Up until
Because you will be in broad sight of the three guards
I'm
that are up at the top of
invisible.
the stairs. Oh, you are invisible. That's true. So you walk around to the side of the alleyway. You stand on like the corner of the house where the shadows fall the darkest, and you can make a sleight of hand check. Absolutely. What are you switching it out with?
if there's an like adequately shaped stick or something, or if not, I've got
Designation.
You have things in your pockets, I'm sure.
You probably have a whole armory in there.
One of the things about this place that you do
all of
notice
his other
is
stuff.
there is this tree that's growing out in the front, but aside from that, the guild hall itself, lots of like stonework and crystals on the inside and metal, but not a lot aside from the wooden floor of like plant life.
one of the wooden ships.
One of the wooden ships. Okay. So as he's kind of tucking this, you try to just wedge the ship in as he makes his way around the corner, hoping to convince him that maybe he brushes his elbow on the corner or something like that. 28. Okay.
We don't need no wheels.
With the 28,
We still want them.
you can remove that ship from your inventory and you can add the ruby crescendo. Switch it out. Now, does an action end your invisibility?
Be nice to Cheshire and maybe you'll get it back.
Are you in greater invisibility?
No,
Okay, so I think it does end your invisibility then.
I thought it was just spells or attacks.
I did too.
It's attacks or cast a spell. Yeah, that's true. Okay. No problem. You are still invisible.
Sneaky things.
You stand at the corner. This group sort of surrounds Ori. And Ori, the Goliath, just says, "Now here's what's going to happen. You're under the illusion that we've made a mistake. But you tried to break into the most important guild in the city.
No, actually, I tried to come in
We're going to beat you
the
up.
front door.
We're going to take all of your stuff.
That's still wrong.
And we're going to turn you over, basically naked, to the rest of the Amber Swarm.
Right.
How's that sound?"
It still sounds a bit wrong from...
And he punches you in the face.
Wait, do I get to
And,
dodge or anything?
Do you have a feature that allows you to dodge a surprise attack?
As a surprise attack?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm observant. I don't know.
Does an 18 hit?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does, actually.
There you go.
I get punched in the face.
So,
Oh.
What's the...
you only take 11 points of damage
That's
as
a
this
lot of
individual. It's a Goliath, and he punches you in the face. You feel like the muscles speak to some kind of fighting background. You already know he speaks thieves' cant. You get a sense that this is somebody who has a pretty substantial criminal background for somebody working as a guard. But they punch you straight in the face. You feel the impact in your nose. It shifts back into your jaws a little bit, but your head rebounds.
Alina's like, okay, get ready, everybody. Just
And you see the human and the bugbear each kind of grab one
I
of
don't
your
know yet.
arms, and they push you up against this
Well,
stone.
now that he's punched me, certainly I'm gonna do something.
What are you doing?
Are you speaking the magical words of
You
help
get
being
punched
detained?
straight in the face. Your head kind of like ricochets back. You almost slam it into the back of the house.
How many of them are, like, we're over in that corner now, right?
Correct.
They're like
Can we
over
set it
there,
up
right?
for, like, the...
yeah. Are we? How far down this way are?
So
like,
they
are we
are-
truly
how many,
hidden?
well, I just want to know how
Yeah,
many
so you
people
guys are
actually
off the
around
map.
me now.
Yeah.
There is nobody. Oh, so all the people who are right there around you are around you.
So the 5...
Correct. 4, because one of them took your stuff
Okay.
inside.
Okay.
So like the
So the 4 of them are around... Yeah, okay, good odds. And we're far enough out of there...
You are right now in a 10-foot space. Sorry, it's 15
Yeah.
feet wide between stone walls of the
we're about,
house
like-
and stone walls on the
Like,
other side.
further down
Yes.
that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
About 30 feet off the edge of the board.
Out of the line of sight of the folks that are up on the stairs.
Currently, yes.
Okay, cool.
so they could beat Joe without them watching.
All right.
Right.
That was
Do I have
their
to
plan.
activate the ring?
Alina's like, do you want to come out or not?
All right, now's a good time.
Okay.
Before that, still being in the area, seeing Ori
Get walloped.
Get walloped.
Yeah.
I'd like to take the alchemy jug that is in my possession
Okay.
and think mayonnaise. Aim it at their faces.
And remind me, is it 5 gallons of mayonnaise?
It is 2 gallons.
2 gallons.
Still a lot.
Still a lot of mayonnaise.
Yeah. Like, yeah, any amount of mayonnaise is a lot of mayonnaise, but 2 gallons of mayonnaise is pretty good. So, from the invisible sort of corner, you already have the Ruby Crescendo tucked under your elbow. You go ahead and you shake up this jar and you think mayonnaise, and one of the corks at the top just out, and it's a very small hole, so it does have a decent amount of pressure to it, as the jug itself is not very large. And I would say, give me 1 second.
Mayonnaise gun.
Get mayonnaise.
Okay. So.
Tell me, Lady Cheshire, how did you valiantly win your battles?
For what it's worth, the item itself does say up to 2 gallons per minute. So it's not a gushing amount of mayonnaise that comes out. You
But Joe,
pop it open, and there is a squirt of mayonnaise. And it's kind of like holding the bottle and really squeezing it, but it's still a very tiny opening, so it jettisons out into one person's face. Give him a dexterity saving
I'm
throw.
imagining like a super soaker effect where it's just like
Yeah.
Very much like
Or like
that,
silly
yeah.
string.
And just straight into the first guy's face. It gets right into his eyes. You can see this is the
Aiming
bugbear.
for
It
the
goes
guy
all
that-
over their
yeah.
fur.
Give Ori the best chance of slipping out.
Absolutely. And so they do have to let go. And Ori, for a moment, you feel your right arm is free. Your left arm's still kind of held. People are turning. There is just
bonus
this...
action disengage.
Yeah, so you can bonus action disengage. You shove this other guy away. For all of you in the ring, there is this moment now where you can see there's like space around Ori, but so little of it. What are you doing? You have a chance to potentially escape in this moment.
oh, that has to be the signal.
Well, I don't know if we
It was
went back
before
and
that,
started
yeah.
a new timeline for this.
Yeah, so wait. Okay, bonus action disengage. I'm gonna fucking run around the corner and hide over here behind this building.
Okay, Ori, make a very important stealth check.
Very
And the thing that's actually good about that is technically it would be an attack if it was more of like a spray kind of thing, but this is using an item and that doesn't technically break invisibility. It's the weirdest use of
Serviceable.
alchemy check that I've
serviceable. Serviceable.
pocket minute.
I don't know how you didn't anticipate this. It came into my possession.
How should I have not known?
Most people use it as like a seasoning or like the start of an
Sandwich
aioli.
topping gun!
Was it 21? Okay. So in the ring, you see just this sickening, and as Ori's like running and he has it behind his hand, you were just going up and down and up and down. Your perception, not the friend that you wish it was, but Ori dashes around and you tuck yourself into this like little nook between the stone that the building sits on and the kind of warehouse there. In fact, with the 21, you can see these windows don't have glass. They are just kind of panes of like, there's like a wooden cross beam. It's not meant to be opened, but you could, in theory, like break it and get in if you wanted.
I would like to assist in my kind of dancing around to avoid them finding me after the mayonnaise magically appeared. Pull out the ring of pyrotechnics,
Okay.
and there's now fireworks back this other direction.
Okay. So you pull out the ring of pyrotechnics, and there is just these like explosions that begin to like howl and whistle out. That does get the attention of the three people who are up there on the top. You can hear one of them just goes in and says, "Hey, tell the butler there's something going on." And one of them, the fire genasi, like turns and runs in. There's a brief moment where like the other two kind of look at each other, and when the guards run out and you can see the Goliath goes, we lost him! They both turn and move in. All three of those guards now inside the building, and these other four are kind of now spreading out and looking for you, Ori.
These
First-
three are in this building?
Correct.
Okay.
Ori, the Goliath runs by, and you can see they look at the ground, and they go, "Hey, there's footprints." And they point and they head off towards the gate, and they seem to have kind of lost your trace. The other three just follow him straight by. As they roll a 7.
All right, so now they're all clear.
They're all up at the gate. You can see they begin to talk, and you can hear, all right, well, I'm going to stay at the gate, and you go around back, look on the left side, you look on the right side, and they begin to like split up and move around. But for a moment, you are just kind of there. There is nobody immediately at the door. You can see they have gone on the inside, and they begin to approach like a counter near the kind of pillars that hold up the walkway. What are you doing?
There's nothing, like, up on the top of the steps there. Is there anything on either side, or is it just that front, like, platform area? Like, basically, are there other ways, potentially, of entrance up along that top mezzanine area?
So you know that this is a place where there is no windows, and so very unlikely.
Right.
You might be able to go all the way around and then to like the other
back
side to
area.
where there are the windows on the ocean front, but here there is just that door. And you can see that there is kind of up in front of it what looks kind of like a sign that is hanging from on top of the door, and it reads something in Celestial. It has all these rings and things, but you don't read Celestial.
Can I see it from my position? in the
Yeah,
room?
you can.
What does
and
it
for
say?
you, with your feature as a warlock, you can kind of see the circles and rings rearrange themselves, and they break and form letters. And it reads, "Peace is brief for the calm." What are you doing?
I'm like sitting in the fucking corner, like watching them go back. So far, so good, I guess.
That doesn't seem like it was good.
Alright, I'm gonna make my way up to the front.
Okay, and then I tell him what the sign says, which I have already forgotten, but
Peace is brief
Thank
before the calm.
like, that's what that sign says, just
For
in
the
case
calm.
that
Is brief
matters.
for the calm.
Yeah.
Peace is brief for the calm.
Yes.
And peace, I would assume, is spelled in the like
Hippie way?
peace,
Yes.
not in like peace.
Yes. Peace, as in not war.
And
Just gotta
Cass
check.
went inside as well.
Correct.
It's an aggressive sign.
Peace is brief for the calm.
Very, because
Or
they're
FOR.
probably, as soon as I open it, they're gonna be
FOR.
right there.
It's kind of tricky.
Does this walkway seem to extend down the other side of the building? Oh, sorry.
No, it kind of ends, and then there is a like 20-foot drop down to where there is
Okay,
like
so it's
wooden
not all around the whole
architecture
building,
for what
it's-
holds up like a little bit of a dock. No, it doesn't go all the way around.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess I'm gonna off on the side, getting ready, open the door, knowing that like as soon as the door opens, just a
The door is open because
Oh, the
Cass
door's
ran
already
in.
open?
The other two guards ran in. You can
Oh.
hear they're talking now to somebody on the other side.
Can I just like sneaky peek in?
You sure can. You peek in with your 21 stealth check. And you lock eyes across this room with an individual who just peers past the guards who are frantically speaking to him, and he looks directly at you. You can see this is a very finely dressed elf, and you can see on their face, all along the left side, there are these tattoos that speak to having tutelage from the Crimson Mage. You can see they're dressed in this incredible finery. They're standing behind a counter. There's like a box off to their left, but they immediately make eye contact with you. Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Ah! I duck out. Is this against magic effects
It
or
is.
charm?
It is not against charm.
Or that's a 18.
An 18. That is a meets it beats it.
Nice.
You hear some murmuring occur from within.
I duck out.
You duck back out. No problem. Anything else that you're doing? Anything else anybody's doing?
Can I run? Oh.
He's seen Ori make his way up. I would have, of course, followed him.
Okay.
And sneaking up behind him in his ear, just go, "What'd you see?"
Someone in there from the tower. Fuck. We gotta go. It's fucked. Fuck. And Ori's gonna.
Can you peek in the door?
Yeah, you certainly can. So you're invisible.
I am.
You peek in the door, and you lock eyes with somebody. They almost certainly can see you. Can you make a will saving throw, please? Wisdom saving throw. Sorry, Starfinder.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. That also succeeds. And so you just kind of see the eyes. Do you do anything?
Do I pick up anything that Ori didn't catch about him?
No?
Did I recognize this person
No?
at all? Just knew that they were someone from associated with the Crimson Mage.
So at this point, the rest of the guards are beginning to move back towards the stairs. You can hear that they're saying, well, he has to be around here somewhere. We'll get more people. We'll do a proper search. Get the Master of Truth. They'll be able to find him.
Oh, is that the Master of
They
Truth?
begin to kind of go and...
Oh dear.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
Where are you going?
So there are people coming this way, and there are people in there.
Correct. And actually, you can hear footsteps. One of the people is now kind of coming from the inside towards you as well.
All right, I'm going down the stairs over here and sneaking around through this area where, this building is on this
Okay,
side,
make a stealth check.
and then waiting for them to all pass by so that I can make my way up here and out the fucking other way. 21, I believe. Let me just double check. Oh, 19.
19. Okay.
19.
I am also going, but giving Ori her space.
Sure. Go ahead, make a stealth check. 30. You feel really hidden, and that's good because Ori not being the most. As he makes his way down the stairs, Ori, you are just crossing open stone. And in this moment, all of these bandits who are making their way back obviously kind of see you. Fuck. And as you are right at the top of the stairs, you can place yourself right at the top of the stairs.
Fuck.
We're going to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Right at the top?
Yeah.
God damn.
Because they rolled a natural 20.
All right,
Which they
out we
didn't
come.
see, but yeah,
That
this
was
is
nice
gonna
while
be
it lasted.
Very interesting.
It's very cozy in our ring.
Wow.
Thank you for putting yourself right in the middle.
Oh my god.
Cheshire, get help.
Cheshire, while we're all distracting them,
Right.
go complete the mission.
Everybody can go ahead and roll for initiative.
Run away with the ruby crescendo. I just realized Ori has no weapons.
Yep.
Ori is a rogue with no weapons.
Ori, so how's your improvised weapons?
Not good. I can quick toss stuff.
Start digging through your pockets to find something to trade Cheshire. As soon as you find out she has it, she'll be like, what will you
Okay.
give me?
Anybody else natural 20?
Anybody else?
Oh no. Oh.
Oh no.
All right, 25 to 20. Ooh, love that. 20 to 15.
15.
What is your dexterity score?
15 as well.
Also 15.
Okay. So, Billy and Minka dex?
15.
Oh, 17.
17. Okay, so it's going to be Ori, and then Minka, and then Billy. And 15 to 10
14.
Oh no.
for Cheshire.
10.
10
Makes
for
sense because I was trying to
Lena.
compensate for Ori.
Did you roll for Rez?
I think we said he's just gonna start going after me, right?
Right. Okay, and then Val, what about you?
Oh, 10.
10. 10 for Val.
That's respectable though for you.
It is. That's great
is.
for you, Valis. So the way that this works out,
Average for me.
at the very top of the round is the butler, followed by Ori, followed by Minka, and then Billy, then the Lunarish guards, then Cheshire, then the Gatehouse guards, then Alina, and then at the very end, Valis. So, we will start with the butler. They will...
Can I ask real quick? Can I use my reaction to pop everyone out of the ring, or do I have to wait until my turn?
Is it a reaction to pop people out of there?
No.
Then probably you have to wait until your turn.
Damn it.
Yeah. So they will begin to walk around the counter. It is... I just gotta count real quick.
Let's double check that. But what if it is?
I'm concerned about a gentleman whose name is the Butler with capitals.
Yeah, me
Butler-
too. Actually.
It's a bonus action.
So that's great.
I know, right?
That's your turn. So the butler just walks all the way around the counter. You had seen Ori underneath this walkway. There was a long wooden counter, and he doesn't like jump over or anything. He takes the time to walk 15 feet around, 5 feet forward, and then walk another 15 feet so that he can walk like straight down. Yes,
Is the butler the Crimson Mage tattoo person?
correct.
Okay.
They continue to walk. That's all that they're going to do on their turn. Ori, what would you like to do?
Wait, so now they're like right behind me?
No, those
no,
three
sorry.
are off. They are staying over by the counter. And in fact, you can see they're using kind of their reaction to begin to jump over to the other side, almost taking up defensive positions on the inside. The butler is the only one who's walking out. For you, you are kind of alone up there, but these other guards are now approaching you. And actually, they are a little bit closer.
Tattoo guy is Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, that changes my name for him.
Yeah.
But
We both assumed that he was the master of truth.
Because they are coming from where they were.
Oh.
Butler and Master
Oh,
of
no, they're
Prince.
different.
Hey, that was the easy joke that was right at the top.
All right. Ori, what are you doing?
Oh, it's my
Combat
turn?
cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And then Minka, you are up, then Billy on deck.
All right. I'm gonna move down the stairs away from the butler
Okay, so you go 15 feet down the stairs.
and then go to this way.
Okay.
There is a wall here.
Oh,
but you
is
can
there a
probably
wall?
hop over it from the stairs, probably.
You want to use an action to make an athletics check and hop over the wall?
Fucking no.
It's a low DC because you're starting up higher. The real risk is just
That's
tripping and
always
eating
the
shit.
Case. Fucking. No, I'm just running straight out.
Okay.
Bonus action. Actually, I don't even. I'm gonna bonus action dash. I think I can make it through here as long as they don't have range, right?
Are you disengaging?
I think. Yeah.
So bonus action disengage?
What?
How? So you said bonus action dash.
No, I'm gonna run down.
Okay.
This is 30 feet.
Yeah, and then.
1, 2.
I'm enjoying this vision of the
That's about
like a
60 feet. What's
surgical
your
hand
I know,
moving
yeah.
things around.
And then. I want to go up the stairs though. There though. So is that 60?
This is about probably 60 feet ish. Here or here. That's assuming you have dashed.
Yeah, and not had to get within range of any of them, right? Zigzaggy.
You
Correct.
would not have provoked any types of opportunity.
You're threading the needle right now.
Yeah, I guess I'll just then bonus action disengage, action dash all the way through so I can get to the top
I think
of the
this
stairs.
includes the dash.
So this includes the dash already. So, you have an action.
Right.
You have a bonus action, and you have movement. You've moved movement. Which of your action and bonus action did you use to make the other 30 feet?
I'm gonna say disengage and then action to go the other 30 feet.
No, this is you
This
having
is
moved
you've
60
already
feet.
moved 60 feet.
But this is me going zigzaggy to avoid going
Correct.
into range. So I'm going to go straight line, disengage, and dash up to the top instead. Because that'll give me the extra feet, right?
No,
No.
so this assumes you've already dashed once. So you only have an action or a bonus action left.
Right. But I'm saying you dashed me. Fine.
Let's start
okay.
over.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
I'm just gonna go there, bonus action dash, and then I'm gonna dodge action.
Alright, let's start over. You're up here.
Yeah, put him up there. Okay, so brand new turn. You are up there. We're starting again.
Yeah.
Movement, bonus action, dash.
Yes.
Is what we're assuming.
So 30 feet of movement probably brings you to about, like, here.
Yes.
Ish.
Right. Okay. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Action dodge.
Okay, there we go. We made it. So, you rush down. You were able to just slide through. It's hard because I can't see past. Like I can see the Goliath throw, and then past there is blocked by the wall. So, but no problem. So you run down between these two individuals. You have to like turn and slide. The Goliath takes out a sword and swings it over top, but you can make your way underneath, and you take the dodge action.
Do you say anything to like us in the ring? Just to be clear.
Ori is not in the mindset to be thinking.
All of you are like, Banana Sunday, stop hitting me.
At this point, I'm like, he's still running away. I don't know.
But that is your turn, Ori. That brings us to you, Minka.
So,
Minka, woof, woof, woof. All the scenery just blurring aside you.
I'm going to be currently disoriented as I'm trying to look out of the ring and as everything's a wild blur. Were we able to hear things mentioned about like the butler and like the truth guy?
You all overheard that.
Okay, can I think to see if I recognize any of those names? Have you ever heard of any of these people before?
I would say no check required. None of those seem familiar to you.
Okay. So Minka's just gonna look around at everyone and just be like, what's happening?
Okay. It's chaos outside, but in here, it's just autumn leaves. It's like a pretty nice environment. You can see these like spectral horses in the carriage, but Ori is just running for his life outside. That is your turn, Minka?
I guess.
Okay, no problem. That brings us to you, Billy. Billy, what would you like to do in the ring?
Just like angrily sharpening a sword, like, I swear, whatever that white stuff was the signal. It was aioli. I don't know.
Billy, you advocate for the Mayo signal. That is your turn. That brings us to the Lunarish Guild. And so their guards, who are all back behind the space, 90 feet away. Ori is in range for all three at disadvantage. So from well within this guild hall, from behind, you can see like this really tall pillar of sunstone that Cheshire had spotted. There are three of these Lunare, and they use their movement to just jump over this counter, and then they pull these short bows out, and they are going to take shots at disadvantage against you. You also are benefiting from full cover as they are kind of up high and you are down, sheltered by the height differential of these stairs. So you are benefiting from, I believe, plus 5 to your AC. But I'll double check that. All right, first one is a natural 1. And so fires straight out and across. Who are you near?
Oh, there's a guy right in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh. Not anymore.
So you can see this bugbear takes the sword as you dodge the Goliath's blade. They are about to stab underneath at you, and then this bow and arrow just flies out across and just strikes him right in the shoulder. He freezes. The arrowhead kind of digs into the bone. He can't quite finish the swing. You take the dodge action, but the other two, first one is only going to be a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
And then the second one is going to be, that's even lower. So arrows out from the darkness of this guild hall, but they are unable to track you down. That is all of the Lunarish Guild members. That brings us to Cheshire.
I figure I was probably there-ish. And so, invisibly, I'm going to make my way out the way I came in.
You just walk, same thing as the butler, keeping pace, about 30 feet. You make your way around as, like, Ori goes underneath these two blades and then dodges out of the way. Arrows going all around, but you just walk.
And I'll use my action to dash it. You know,
Okay, no problem.
Just get out.
Put a little pep in your step, and you make your way. You would make your way roughly, are you going to the gate?
Yeah, and back up around the side where I came in.
Gotcha. Vincent, could you move Cheshire like diagonally most of the way to the stairs?
With surgical
And
precision.
then just 15 feet beyond that forward. Excellent. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you invisibly make your way, being careful not to track this mayonnaise around. And that is your turn, Cheshire.
Yep.
All right, that brings us to the rest of the guards.
Mayonnaise footprints appear.
Well, they're all definitely trailing it around.
I'm
did get a
imagining
wheel.
Cheshire invisible, but her Mayo footsteps.
The mayo is the wheel.
It goes inside.
It's hardened and now it's cheese.
It's the Caroline.
And this guy is going to run
That's a
straight
whoa.
forward. And Cheshire, he's
You
going to
want
run
this to
directly
listen to
into
jokes.
you.
Fair.
He's not quite
You know
sure
what?
what happens with
Saving
that.
throw.
It's not a saving throw. He just runs into you and has to stop because there is just something there. But he's going to swing at
Like
Ori.
I can't like try to avoid it. Like
Do you have a feature that allows you to do that?
other than the fact I was attempting to not be in the way of things, but
So rules is written, no, there's not something that you could do, unfortunately. They are going to swing at Ori, which will be a swing at disadvantage against you since you're invisible. Ori, you take the dodge action, and you quickly found yourself surrounded. One of them runs directly in front of you and has to stop like 5 feet away for some reason. They seem a little bit confused, but you are taking a number of attacks here. These individuals don't seem to be as well trained as the other ones. And you can see as they bring out their swords, they are just quick blows that are not especially well trained. One of them is a natural 20 for a
Damn.
total of 23.
Is that disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
No, right, dodge action. Very nice. That is a d12.
I'll take it. Use whichever die you want.
13 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
There you go. So they swing.
God.
It looks almost dead on, and then the foot slides in the mayonnaise, and they just swing wide.
See,
The second one, that is only going to be an 11 to hit, which is a miss. And the final one, the high, no, that's also an 11. So all of these individuals, with you taking the dodge action, they are just sliding in mayonnaise. This person who is swinging at Cheshire, a 7 doesn't hit you. And so they just swing wide, not sure of what is stopping their progress.
Any finesse weapons on them? Who are swinging at me?
They're swinging scimitars, these
Okay.
individuals who are up front.
Cool.
The only one who has a different weapon is that Goliath. He's swinging a longsword.
Okay.
But that is all of the individuals who are down at the bottom. That brings us to Alina.
In the ring, Alina's like, he's running away, but they're shooting at him. I think we should probably go, right? It's not like, okay. Vroom.
Okay, Billy
As a
said the
bonus
white stuff to
action.
signal, and so, as per usual, when you see white stuff, it's time to get involved.
Yeah.
Explode everywhere. Now you can place yourself, I believe, within 15 feet,
I believe it's.
or is it adjacent spaces?
I believe it's adjacent spaces.
Okay, so go ahead and place yourselves.
I want to be next to Ori, please. That's the only.
This was almost the weirdest ding dong ditch.
See, we're gonna beat this guy up and then just mayonnaise.
All right, Minnie is going to be here, but you are right here.
Okay. That's fair.
Shunted here? Balance, is that good?
That's great.
Cool. Do we have a res? Is there a res?
He's next to me.
There's a res. And Billy, I guess, is next to Minka at the
Okay, so both of you just right at the bottom of the stairs.
yeah.
Cool. All of you out into this place. You can hear there is like just beyond the wall the sound of business as usual,
not
like loud
happy.
voices. You can hear people like yelling in the bar. But right in front of you, there is just a swirl of chaos. People slipping in mayonnaise, swinging swords. There are arrows flying around, and you are now part of that. But that is your turn, Alina. Anything
No,
else?
it is not my turn. Okay, so that was a bonus action.
Yep.
As a free action, Alina's gonna be like, you were getting attacked.
No. We
know.
need to go. No,
Well, yeah,
no,
we're going.
no,
Anyway,
run.
and she's going to, can I use, like, the action plus movement to, I have a short bow and some arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Can I hand them to Ori?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. No
So
problem.
as I'm talking, I'm like pushing the bow into
Ori
his
is
hands.
not taking it. Ori is running.
Okay. You push the bow, Ori just pushes it back into your hands and
Damn
begins to
it.
run by you.
Okay, we're going.
Falls. All right.
And then to Rez, I say, I don't think that was the right call, but Ori's got my spell focus, so can you try to go get it, please?
Yeah, you got it, Alina. That wasn't the right call. Agreed. But he begins to move. It is his turn directly after yours. He just
Yeah.
follows Ori.
He's going after Ori to try to get my my focus.
No problem. Are you releasing the ring to Rez? You feel this little tug on your finger. No problem. He just pulls it right off. You hear, I got it! And he now has the ring ready for you.
Can he? So that was his movement as an action. Can he? No, it would be action to pop out, action to pop back in.
Yeah.
Never mind. All right. I'm coming later.
He takes it over his shoulder and begins to make his way back. That is Rez's turn. That brings us to Valis.
Do I have to wait for my turn to yell something?
I guess not.
We've been trapped! This one trapped us!
You will have to wait your turn to make a deception check. You can definitely yell that and begin that process, no problem. Or you feel a knife in your back, but you take no damage. Not yet, anyways.
Get knife today.
But no problem. Valis, what do you want to do?
All right. Bonus action. He's gonna grab a bead from his prayer bead. The purple-green jade.
Okay.
He's gonna crush it.
Okay.
And he's going to say to the Goliath, I suggest that you tell your men to back off and bring them with you into the guild hall.
But it's not just to the Goliath, I don't believe, right? It's to,
No, it's just single suggestion.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling him to basically tell his men to withdraw and to take them away.
And what kind of saving throw is that?
It is a wisdom saving throw, and the DC is definitely a number.
It is. But it's probably higher than 3.
Oh!
Nice.
He has just been given a suggestion that he wants to follow.
He has. So that is your turn, Valis?
Do I feel like when I cast suggestion, do I know if they passed the saving throw? Does my character know?
Yeah, oh yeah, you know that he failed a saving throw.
Alright,
Sorry, keep it in mind. Let's make it together. Great description.
and I'll turn to the group and I'll say, I think he'll listen. I'm just gonna walk away and go open the front gate.
Okay, so you turn, you wheel around on your heel, you move. As you do, you can see there are like a number of guards who are there. They hold up their weapons, and you see the Goliath just holds up his hand, keeping them from attacking. You provoke no attacks of opportunity, and you make your way towards the gate. That is your turn.
How far away is the gate?
I believe the gate is 70 feet from where you are.
Okay, now I'll probably just
It might be a little less, actually. I couldn't see where you were started.
I'll probably just walk like 30 feet
Okay.
away towards the gate. And just
You
kind
keep
of
it
be-
casual. You walk.
Yeah, I
You don't
walk.
run.
I'm not running. I'm
No
just
problem.
like,
That is your turn?
yeah.
Okay. So through the crack in the gate that Ori had spoken through, you can see right at the end, on initiative order 20, at the edge of this
Oh
building,
god, there's a guy there.
this patrol, just put that up there. This patrol
Oh boy.
just begins to peek their way out. And though they
Oh
cannot
my
currently
God.
see what is happening up above because of this building,
And the branches
they are a
that
turn away from being in a place where they can see the top of the stairs at least. They're making a casual stroll, and you can see, Valis, these individuals wear a very different armor. This is armor that is almost like bronze, and you can see there are these glass vials that have some kind of an amber-like liquid that flows into it. You can see there are tubes that connect these liquids
worse?
into the elements of armor, and you can see many of them have weapons that seem to be attached to these sort of bits of armor as well. You see, this seems to be the Ambersworn.
Can I actually see them? Is this gate open or closed?
It's closed, but there is a little, you can see there's a little gap, and that's what Ori was like trying to talk to them through. And as you're walking, you see right at the end of your turn, they're like rounding the corner here. It's
My turn done.
Yes, that happens on initiative order 20 technically.
Gotcha.
But that brings us to the top of the round and to the butler. They use their movement to get 30 feet to the doorway, and they stand at the front of the door, and from the top they will hold up a gloved hand to their mouth, and they'll call out to all of you. In this call, there is this reverberation of magic that sinks into it, and it feels like these aren't just words. There is a spell that is associated with this. They say, they can see like the rest of the guards kind of stopping and looking confused. That's enough now. I suggest whoever is out there leave. And should you come back, you will find a much ruder response. And he looks around. You can see Cheshire for a brief moment. He makes eye contact with you, looks around, makes eye contact with you, Ori, as well, but just stands right at the top. And actually, to make his point, he is going to just reach into his pocket with the other hand and pull out 2 tiny little, what look like golden swords. They look almost like, you remember the thing that I was wearing for Ari's wedding? Very similar to that, almost a little bit smaller. But he will just throw those up into the air, and both just become these arcane implements that hang over his shoulder. I would say none of you probably know what the spell is, but there are these 2 magical swords that just hang over the right and left shoulder, and he occupies the whole doorway now. But that is all that he will do. Valis, in that moment you feel the suggestion break, and this person is no longer held in your will. They don't seem to be engaging in like violence at this moment, but they are very confused now because they were charmed and now they're not. But that is their turn. That brings us to you, Ori. What are you doing?
Boy, I'm gonna run up the stairs and run away.
Which stairs? These
Up
stairs?
those stairs along the edge.
Sorry.
Are you just like parkouring off?
Well, there's a little awning there.
There is. Are you doing the Assassin's Creed like?
No, I'm going up these stairs.
Yeah. No problem. You could do that.
3, 4, 5, 6. Bonus action disengage, and then action to down to here.
Make an acrobatics check.
Aladining.
Make an acrobatics check. It's all very easy, and this is really about
It's
you
a
making
whole
the
barrel
dismount here.
Do you
But you run. You provoke no attacks of opportunity.
Do I do
even,
it gracefully, or do I fall through the awning?
Even taking the disengage action, you get the sense that you don't need to do that. They are not attacking you. This butler just said that you could leave.
Point of order. They didn't take the staff, right? I was able to keep the staff.
Correct. They took weapons, and the staff is not a weapon.
Okay.
But they do have most of your weaponry.
Yeah, or doesn't give a shit about that.
Well, as long as magic weapon got
We don't
And-
exist. This the rest of the campaign is RP only.
yeah, because we're really good at it.
What was that check? Acrobatics check.
Sorry, yeah. 29.
Okay, so you run, and with this, all of you watch as Ori runs and leaps off the top of this thing, jumps across, 1 foot on the awning. You land right where the cross section of wood is, so there is no give. You are easily able to put a firm foot on it and then leap from that down to the pile of crates beyond. You can smell there is some kind of like food that is being cooked here. There is exclamations of the patrons who are all in line waiting for food, but you jump off and you can begin to run into the actual streets, into the rest of Darkbriar beyond, and try to make your way into a place where you can disappear.
Yeah.
That is your turn, Ori?
Yep.
All right. Minka, what are you doing? You watch as Ori just runs.
She sure does watch that.
Yeah. So Minka's gonna look around. So she heard that we can leave, and she's gonna see if she can position herself so everyone is within 30 feet of her, which can't happen because Ori just fucking booked it. Also, she can't see Cheshire, but I think I can get everyone else.
Yeah, like here, I think.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay. And Minka just goes, all right, we're leaving. I'm just gonna cast Windwalk on everyone that she can see, including herself.
Okay. You cast Windwalk. Give me 1 second. For a moment, you can see the butler does kind of begin to bring a hand up. You can see there are words on their mouth, and they look as if they are about to react to that. But seeing it and perhaps recognizing what the spell is, they do not cast Counterspell.
Yep.
And they allow you to cast Windwalk. For all of you, and I believe it has to be willing creatures.
10 willing creatures. Up
All
to
of
10.
you willing to have this magic cast on you?
Yeah.
Does it have to be also that you can see?
No, I don't believe so.
You can see.
Ah, yes. So can't be on
I'm-
Cheshire. That's okay, Cheshire. You're just walking. You're invisible. They can't see you. The rest of you feel this wind just rush up around you, and then it almost becomes part of you. You can feel it is like your bones become light. They become almost lighter than your skin. They tug up and out, and you are just able to move in a way that is freer than you ever have been able to before. I believe you have now a flight speed, correct?
Correct. So, all in this form, each creature has a flying speed of 300 feet. the only actions a creature can take this form are the dash action or to revert to normal form, which takes 1 minute. So basically, we have 600 feet worth of movement to get the fuck out of here.
You. And, Wandering Hearts, do you use that movement to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Peace! We're free!
You disappear, just using this gaseous form to just pass up and over and through these walls. Cheshire, you walk. And you just kind of make your way over. You can see there is a big metal latch that you can just kind of, it takes you a second and you have to kind of like get your weight underneath it to push it up, but you can just push the gate open and walk right out.
Just my deception check doesn't. I don't ever get to roll that, right?
Do you want to just,
I don't want to stay. If I have to stay to roll it, then no.
yeah, you would have to, well, go ahead and make a deception check. Because you have a lot, it's a pretty fast movement speed. You'll just be behind people.
It's the potion bottom.
I was trying to figure out what this deception was for, then I realized.
I don't think it's good.
Even worse.
It's 12, I think.
12. You don't feel very convincing.
That it was 17.
As you begin to speak, you become like gaseous almost, and you begin to like burp. You can't quite get it out. It's not very convincing, and in a way, it's probably a good thing. But you become this gaseous form. You take off. You all disappear over the walls into the rest of Darkbriar, and you are out of initiative.
Just a fart cloud on the wind.
Back to the inn, then. Alina's fart cloud is going to go back to the inn.
How long does it last? And are we like moving as one or separately?
You're all individual creatures. You just happen to be in cloud form right now.
we
It lasts 8 hours.
Can we see?
Yes, you can see. You're basically like your regular self, but you just happen to be a cloud right now. So the only thing you can do physically is you can only like move very quickly, but like mentally you're fine. You can understand. You can hear.
Mentally, you're as fine as you normally.
Do you have to be concentrating on it?
I do.
Or is it
not.
like you've cast? Oh, cool.
It's 8 hours, so we just are clouds for.
Oh my god, be a cloud!
You can be in.
Or until you. Like,
So you can during
let's
those
just go
8
inside
hours
then.
you can freely go in between yourself and the cloud form, but it
just
takes
takes a
1
minute
minute
to
to go each way.
That's pretty useful though.
That's cool.
Why don't we do that from the
Yeah,
beginning?
why don't we just start with that?
Well, because you're still very visibly a cloud, and it is still a spell that can be
So where are you all going? Because you are, visible clouds. Are you just flying above the city?
I go back to the inn.
Okay.
I fly around and have a little bit of fun just flying around at Mach speed.
Billy chooses to be like mist and go like along the ground.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there's a reaction to that. You are in a city, and as you become mist on the ground, Val soars up into the sky. People do kind of exclaim and point and kind of gesture. You do get the sense that you are attracting a good amount of attention.
Oh, I'm visible? Oh, did I see
Yeah,
that?
you're
Yeah, we're
definitely.
not invisible clouds.
You're like a little like colored poop ball. essentially.
Billy wants to basically be mist all the way to the like end of the city, and then like kind of like go out over the sea and just like hang out and kind of like flatten out for a bit. I assume we have control over gas form. Just be mist on the sea.
Yeah, so like the way that I understand it, if you've ever seen Casper the Friendly Ghost, you're
Yeah.
kind of like the uncles. You're visible, you have some form to you, so you can't become like flat.
Oh, I'm not like cloud. I'm not
I don't
vapor.
believe so,
I'm not
correct?
Strahd vapor.
No. So from what like the actual like the wording itself is, you assume a gaseous form, appearing as wisps of cloud.
Give me 1 second here. Does it have
a little
anything
cloud.
about moving through a space smaller than an inch?
It says nothing. I'm also looking at the legacy version. I can see if what the updated version is to see if they put any rules in it. Outside of just being like, you're a cloud now. Have fun. Peace.
So I don't believe you can become flat or anything based on this. That would kind of go into etherealness, which is more what that spell would be for. This is really more just you are a cloud form of yourself. And so if you drift as mist, you're kind of just like floating above the street. And there are definitely like kids that are becoming a little frightened of you and People cross the street to move by you. It's ominous.
I thought I was like a legit cloud, and so I was like, mist! I don't know. I guess I want to be like... Which way is the wind blowing?
The wind is blowing in an easterly direction.
Billy's gonna just, like...
Ride the wind.
With the wind just kind of being blown, and if you are blown by the easterly wind, you kind of slowly make your way across town. You end up in an area that is like a 3-story stone tower. You can see the construction of this building is a little different than other buildings. It is made out of blocks of black soapstone with these thick seams of an orangish quartz through it. There is a flag that flies off of this that features a green serpent over a split flag of white and blue. It is like a tall, almost like an embassy-like building. You can see important-looking people going in and out. You just kind of like brushed past that. Are you looking for anything in particular, Billy?
Looking for more of those wreath, like herb wreath symbols.
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna use easier to read dice.
And then right on the other side of that is the spinning stone inn. That's the next thing that you blow into.
Cool. Perception, it's a 25.
Okay.
Perceive with my cloud eyes.
With the 25, you search for more instances of these sigils. And you don't see any, at least not as far as where you're looking. If you turn your direction back, you can see that around the Lunar's Guildhall, there are certainly more guards now making their way out into the visible area. You see there is about 12 of them that now occupy the space on the stairs out front. The guardhouse individuals are nowhere to be seen. They seem to have gone inside to sort of debrief the situation.
Which way is east on this map?
That way.
This way.
Right. So off into the east, past what you see right here, there is that big tower right about where Hannah is sitting, and then just on the other side of Hannah, there is the Spitting Stone Inn. Okay. And that is where you kind of like blow off to. Your cloud now just kind of... Your cloud makes its way over there directly, arriving a little bit before Billy. What is everybody else doing?
Josh would like to make her way down the streets, still invisible,
Yeah.
and find all of the portable things of interest.
They may or may not be hidden in fabric pouches attached to other people's clothing.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
one of the prime locations where they like to hide.
Yeah.
Make a sleight of hand check if you're stealing from people.
I am. 26.
26. With the 26, you reach into an individual's pockets. You just take everything. There's all these jangly things in there. You bring out a key ring. You can see the key ring, the metal is almost kind of like darkened. It's not with like a patina. It almost seems like soot or smoke. I would say there are 4 keys on that ring. There is 3 pieces of copper that are in that pocket, but in the other pocket there are 2 pieces of platinum. And that individual is certainly going to be going home a lot poorer than they were before. Valis, what are you doing?
I guess I fly around a bit, and then I guess I would just probably try to find Minka and follow Minka.
Okay.
I don't know what the plan is. I don't want to get lost.
You fly up, and
Does
as
Phallus
you do...
just like say hi to a fluffy cloud? I feel like Phallus would have a Bob Ross moment.
I mean, as you're flying, there are birds all over the place. You can see there is a massive winged creature you had heard mentioned as a wyvern, and that is on top of the smelt house just a little bit away. It's sleeping, but it's about 2 in the afternoon, and it has stirred. You've seen it's moved at least twice since you've been here. If you fly too much, there's a good chance that it will see you. Are you looking for anything in particular?
No.
Okay, you see the city as it unfolds underneath you. Ori, are you doing anything as a cloud?
I'm not a cloud.
Or he's not.
He was
You're not
too
a cloud.
far
You
away.
just ran. Where are you running?
I'm just running. Just running and finding like an alley to slump in
Actually,
and hide.
could I try to find Ori?
Yeah, no problem.
I'm actively hiding.
Make a stealth check.
I'm just pretending I don't exist for a bit. Yeah, 27.
Okay. So you go and you look for like the weirdest kind of thing that you can find, the place that looks like the darkest, the place nearest that you can find. You outrun your compatriots who are floating like clouds that you are not aware.
Trash cans to sit in between.
So there are a pair of stone fountains that are shaped like fish that are spitting water over an archway of a door. The streams slightly collide, which does create like a little sheet of mist, and that does create a rainbow across the front of this door. If you just go and kind of slide into the shadows of this doorway, it creates a very nice little visual screen, and you can just kind of rest, and it's quite cool as well. I would say you've been to Darkbriar before, and you recognize this store. This is a sort of weird odds and ends shop that is called Shaibulin's Stash of Whimsy and Woe. You can see that there's actually a little moat that goes under the walkway to the door, but you can just kind of hide and catch your breath there. And then, Billy, you've already gone, you've searched for things, you make your way back to this place. Minka, what are you doing?
I'm going to probably go straight up, look for Ori, because he's the only one that she couldn't catch.
Make a perception.
She also knew that Treasure was invisible, so she just gives up immediately on trying to find Treasure.
Make a perception check.
Not phenomenal, but dirty 20, which is not enough to find Ori.
Not enough to find Ori.
So,
You do see like your wispy friends kind of moving around, searching through the city. You see people like staring and pointing as people walk by and float by and just kind of make their way in a very unconventional manner. But no problem.
So, at failing at finding Ori, immediately giving up on finding Cheshire, she's just gonna head back to the inn and hope someone else also went back to the inn.
Okay.
And then uncloud, and then just, have a minor panic attack.
Okay. So you just kind of walk in, you have a minor panic attack, as one does.
So you can take no actions in your cloud form, right?
The only action you're allowed to take is dash.
Okay.
You can see the woman with
move
like
real
dirty
quick.
blonde hair and freckles that has you rented a room from kind of like scurries up to you and just goes, Are you okay?
I just need to sit down for a few minutes.
Pulls out a chair and just like gestures. I'll get you some water. Hurries off and brings back like a stone pitcher, pours you some cold water, and you just sit down and relax for a little bit.
Gonna sulk at a table.
In his head, Ori hears, so that was a clusterfuck. Clusterfuck is one word? Yeah.
Is there a range on
Where-
that?
10 miles, my dude.
I should have just kept running.
You are found.
Where are you?
It's clusterfuck one word or two words?
One word.
One word.
100% one.
Wherever, scratch, where are you? Wherever you are, stop sulking. So we can come up with a new plan. There we go.
Okay.
It's not sending. You can't respond.
You cast message and you make this message inject itself into Aura's head. Or you feel hidden, and so that's kind of unnerving that somebody's just speaking to you, but no problem.
Is it in your voice? Like what?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's very definitely Billy.
Oh, he can't get away from anybody inside his brain.
You can see Ori, the woman who works at this place. It's like a very elderly water genasi. Is kind of peering through these really clouded glasses at you. You can see hair drawn back into this blue bun. But she like slowly starts getting down from a stool. She just disappears behind her counter. But you see the bun begin to like make its way around.
That's cute.
You could hear from inside. She goes, "I'll be right there, young man. The door shouldn't be locked, but I'll be right there." Makes her way down. You see, she makes her way to the other side.
You enter the
She
shop.
pushes the door open, and she just goes, "There's no lock engaged, young man. You can come right get into Shy Boleyn's whimsies. Come, come. She takes your hand with both little hands, and she just kind of draws you inside.
Oh no, the worst type of con artist, a little
Are you
old
going
lady.
inside?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get off the streets right now at least.
She rubs her hands and she goes, "Your hands are so very dry. You could use some essential oils."
Oh no!
Please. And she brings you into like the weird. You walk into this store. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. I've never been in here properly. You see, there's a big glass case with all these little small crystals and figurines. You can see there is a big rack, and in common and in Elvish is written hand knit garments, and there's just dozens of hand knit garments, all different patterns of sweaters, shirts, skirts, dresses. You see 4 copper pieces each. You see there are hats that just hang from strings from the ceiling, dozens of different hats collected from around the world. I would say, Ori, you're reasonably cultured. You see Darvish top hats, you see beanie hats from Nanook over in Dominion, you see big floppy straw hats from Rosehip, a little bit more central Everest. You also see what looks like almost somebody has made a bunch of little swords and created like a little crown out of them. There's all kinds of little things that are up there. And then she leads you to the very back, past some air terrariums and past a little counter that's labeled reagents, to a big table of essential oils. And it takes about like 3 minutes to get all the way back. It's only maybe 6 feet.
I don't have any money.
We can work out a trade.
I don't really have much at all.
But you've got such kind eyes. I don't believe you.
Can I have them?
Is this a witch?
Make an insight check.
It's her oatmeal store.
21.
You look at this woman.
She's a fucking hag.
She looks ancient.
Or a vampire.
You can see she has this like really long blue hair that's drawn up into a bun. She does have this really thin. It's almost like easy to miss, but it's a gold kind of like circlet that is kind of over her head, and there's little bits of lapis lazuli along the front. There's nothing that reads like hag about her except for the fact that she's old. And you feel kind of bad for a second because like that doesn't really strike you. Though, with that check, you don't think of hag, but there is something that is vaguely familiar in a fey-like way about this individual. There is a glow to her that is beyond just an essential oil. It is probably something that originates from the Feywild.
I don't know where you are, but I can sense you. I don't know where you are, but I can sense you being racist and ageist.
You seem really anxious, young man, so I think perhaps some lavender oil will be good for you. It will help you sleep. It will help you be calm. What do you have for trade, young man?
Literally nothing. Nothing. I don't have anything. What do you want? I have nothing.
She kind of nods and she says, "Well, yes, you have nothing. You seem to be in a very sorry state. But even people with nothing have something to trade, surely. Maybe your staff." And she points at your staff. Very steady hand.
The staff is not for sale.
It's not a sale, it's a
not
trade.
for trade either.
You can see she draws back a little bit.
Look,
That's very rude of you.
Is there something that I can help you with?
She shakes her head and she says, "I was just trying to help you. But if all you need is a place to be crabby, I don't need to be here for that. Take as long as you need, young man." And she kind of walks around the counter.
You just got scolded by the fake grandma.
Or he's just gonna kind of stand there for a minute.
Yeah, no problem. You stand there amongst a bunch of hanging air terrariums, glass that has actually been soldered together with thin seams of brass. Yeah. It reflects light on you, and you feel however you feel about that.
Did she walk away completely into like
You see the bun like
room.
behind the counter, and then she
still
pops
over
back up on her stool.
Okay. You want to do?
Yeah, Joe, I want to do something.
Yeah.
I want to first get on the ground and not be a cloud anymore.
Okay. You focus for a minute, you really squeeze your muscles, and you just back into your terrestrial form. 60 seconds.
I want to cast Locate Object,
Okay.
and the object is a solid core staff.
Okay.
And I just want to wander the city and see if I can find Ori.
What is the range on that?
1,000 feet.
Oh, well, almost immediately, boom, there's a glow, and you can see that Ori is like in this weird little store. With 1,000 feet, that's all that you would see, but very close by to you.
Okay, so I probably would just start walking towards the store and find Ori.
Ori, right around the time that she pops back up on the chair, you hear clank.
I'm sorry.
You get that Valis is probably about 500 feet away.
I'm very sorry
Roasted.
for being rude. It's been a very difficult time. I need to go now, though, and I really am sorry, but I do not have anything.
You can see, like, she is now, like, down and working on another one of these terrariums. She's very carefully trying to hold this piece of glass, and she just goes,
Gonna go out, and I'm trying to not get seen by fucking Valis right now.
okay, you walk out, make a stealth check, I would say at disadvantage, because, like, you walk out, the only thing that is, well, no, make it flat, because the kind of rainbow screen does protect you a little bit.
22.
22. Valis, make a perception check.
Oh,
I don't want
cat
to.
and mouse.
There's some
Three
pretty
on the
bad news
die.
here.
Oh dear.
You do not see Ori, and that's weird because you see the staff. With locate object active, you can see like this glowing kind of like thing, but it's kind of looking, it's through this like watery curtain, and when you turn and try to see it, the sun hits the water and blinds you for a second. It's really hard. You do not see Ori, but you know that he's in front of you. You kind of like follow him a little bit. Ori, you know that like Valis is about to see you. If you don't do anything to lose him, he's going to find you. Do you lose Valis or no?
I lose Valis.
Get to the other side, and Valis, you can see just the glow of the staff as Ori is now on the other side of the building and just kind of like running off into the city. I would say no insight check needed. Ori seems to be avoiding you, or just avoiding people in general, perhaps. But anything that you're doing with that?
I don't get the sense. I get the sense that he is like not capped or anything. That he's like in control of himself. That he's just avoiding me.
In control of himself is a stretch, but he is not currently like being bound by anybody.
Does Valis have to do a roll for social skills? Do you just need space?
I go back to the inn.
Okay, you go back.
Man, my voice cracks today on bam.
So most of you, with the exception of Ori and actually I believe just Ori, make their way back to the inn at some point or another.
Eventually.
Oh yeah, because you were
Eventually.
picking pockets. Yeah.
So you make your way back to the inn. Ori, where are you going?
Probably close to the time that I visited.
Probably, like, once I lose Valis, just aimlessly wandering the back alleys of the city, like, avoiding the main roads to not be seen by anyone, but not with much destination in mind.
Okay. You do that. Are you sticking to more shadowy places? Are you trying to be...
More shadowy, generally.
Hold on to that. Yes.
What time is it right now?
Right now it is, I believe, about 2:30.
Okay. If Ori's not back at the inn by dark,
2:30.
Billy has a way of finding him.
Okay.
He doesn't know that.
What are you all doing when you arrive back at the inn? You are without an Ori.
Alina sits on the bed of the room that they had congregated in before and just puts her head in her hands and is like, I'm so stupid. I can't believe, I really thought he was okay. And then she just like head buried in her hands.
You feel Rez's tiny little hand on your shoulder.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
you just can hear Rez go, look, if it's any consolation.
It's not.
I mean, oh, okay. Well, I think you did the right thing. I think he was in over his head.
God, dudes were shooting at him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be so pissed at me though.
Look, If Ori's pissed at you for trying to help him because people were shooting at him, Ori's got some problems. And I'm from the Hells. I know about problems.
Yeah, okay.
So you take a little time in your room. Anybody else doing anything before?
Once I finally calm down at the table,
Okay.
I will probably go back to the rooms and see if anyone else has come back.
Okay.
And then I'll probably see Alina that she's back in the inn. And you'll just go sit like across the bed in the awkwardly close quarters that we have and just sit down and just be like, was that worse than when we burned down the mansion?
And Alina just produces a groan from
Billy's like kind of just like on her side on the floor, like in the corner of the room, just like, yes. Wait. Yes. No. Equal.
Nothing's on fire right now. That's... Come on.
That could have definitely gone worse. We were not arrested or murdered, but we also didn't really get anything.
I think we're worse off than we were before.
I think, yeah, that's probably fair.
Another groan from Alina.
So, what now?
Well, we're not all here.
Wait for Ori to come back.
Okay. Valis comes in before Ori. Even Cheshire comes in before Ori.
I tell them that Ori seems safe. He just seems to be avoiding me. Then I go drink at the bar.
Okay. You go drink at the bar.
Is Cheshire going up to the room or no? Was it aioli?
Huh?
The white stuff.
Mayonnaise.
Oh, that wasn't the signal.
Rez just goes in your ear. I'm pretty sure that, like, aioli and mayonnaise is the same thing. There's a guy in Despater who invented it, so... But, no problem. You have that conversation. Ori, where are you going? Are you just wandering?
Yeah, wandering, maybe eventually finding a bar to, like, cloak up in and just find a corner to drown in.
With your
To
money?
Aragorn in.
No money.
So, one of the things about drinking...
Yeah, so I guess just wander.
Okay.
Wander aimlessly through the alleyways until probably vaguely towards the exit of the city, but not with like a clear destination still.
Okay. So the exit of the city is kind of... There's several exits, but...
Basically like straight line away from where we were, but not directly straight, just kind of like
meandering, sure.
Yeah.
So you're making your way towards the Emblem Guild Hall, actually, which is on the road to the north and out of the town. But you make your way off in that direction. It would only take you till about like 4 o'clock to get there. You're like on the outskirts of the town. The entirety of the village of Umbrander, Under Amber, behind you. You can see the Darkbriar Marketplace unfolds beneath you as well. You can see in that time the Darkbriar Healers Campus. You see the place that is called the Prospector's Mistress, which is actually a mining supply store.
Been there.
There's a number of different things that you kind of cross. But slowly, it begins to transition and get a little bit darker. Are you just going to hang out on the outskirts of town?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Being a real rogue, hanging out on the outskirts of town.
So what now?
Well, we need a new plan for sure. And we... Okay. Do we find Ori? Or do we let him come home?
He knows where we are. I just think he doesn't... He needs some space. I'm gonna go drink. She goes down to the bar. Drown sorrows.
You were saying something?
I thought I was the one who had the shtick about not caring about Ori. Now all of a sudden, he's actually in trouble and we don't care.
Well, we care. I've sent him a couple things to come home, and now it's just a matter of waiting till it's dark, and if he's not back by then, well, we can find him.
He does seem to get into a lot of trouble, though, doesn't he?
You don't think he's gonna get beaten up in an alleyway?
He almost did when we got into the place.
That's a fair point.
It took him 5 seconds.
Does anyone have a backup way of locating him? Because once I use mine, it's done.
Let me see.
No more contacting him either to let him know where we are.
Oh, okay, wait. Give me a second. Let me think. Boop. Boop, ba-doop, boop, boop, boop. Boop, ba-doop, boop, boop. I got nothing.
Are you all now down at the bar?
Or
I don't think this conversation is happening.
No, this conversation is up in the room.
Valis did say earlier that he found Ori and he seemed to be safe, but at the moment he's not in. He's at the bar.
Yep. Well, all we know for sure is that he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And do we wait until he asks for help about the chip in the shoulder, or do we try to brush it off ourselves?
I was about to say there's no point in repeating that without Ori.
Oh no. And plus,
And we've probably blown that chance anyway.
Yeah.
we're gonna need another avenue. Why don't we go downstairs, see what Valis thinks, because he seems to be the best with people. The rest of us are kind of not phenomenal.
I am
It's my thing!
offended.
Cheshire,
You wound me to the core.
Cheshire, you understand people, but you are not great at making people feel comforted unless it's like a show. I don't know if Ori needs a show right now.
Everyone always needs a show.
Agree to disagree on that one. Not
How
every
you chase your troubles away.
Okay. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs to the bar.
Okay, you go downstairs. There's only one seat left at the bar. There's only 4 seats in this very short space. There's tables and stuff behind. But no problem. You all day drink. A little bit more time passes. It's getting close to like 7 o'clock. You can see the sun's getting real low. Ori hasn't returned.
Cheshire would have gotten bored long before then and started performing just out on the street outside of it.
Okay. You begin to busk for tips. We'll get back to that. Or is there anything that you're doing?
Like setting up a camp just outside the city.
Oh my god.
Okay. You set a little camp and we'll just
So
come back to you if people
Billy's
seem to
like
find you.
been sending messages every so often.
Okay.
Uh,
Range is 1,000 feet.
no, that's his.
Oh, right, 10 miles.
I've got 10 miles, babe.
I keep going for 10.
So, Ori, as you climb the mountains, you see the beetle train passing off into your right.
Cheshire's worried about you. She thinks we need to find you and make sure you're all right. That's the first one.
Okay.
And then Billy will wait a bit.
Okay.
And then the next one will come in.
This is like after Cheshire's like, I'm bored, and goes outside, and you hear like music start, and there's clapping.
I think Alina's drunk and sad. And that's not a good look. If you feel like saying, I told you so, now's a good time.
Appeal to his pettiness.
Yes. My favorite fallacy.
Nice,
to
let's
pettiness.
persuasion checks.
Waiting a little bit more.
Okay.
There's like a good 40 minutes in between each. And the first time Billy sent one was after Cheshire was like, you said it was about 4 p.m. Another one, if no sign of Ori. if you're in a safe place. No, Billy's not going to the one.
Honk twice. I was trying to think about how he was going to.
The next one will be. We can't think of a new plan without you. But we still plan to go in for you.
That's a good line.
Wait.
Okay. You doing anything with any of these?
Getting more and more depresso.
Oh man, free action.
Yeah.
It's part of Ori's class.
It's like levels of exhaustion, just levels of sad boy.
And then he took an extra feat called
Levels of-
upsetty spaghetti.
Guilt and shame.
It's an achievement.
The last message that you get is, I hope you're safe.
Shame.
And then Billy will activate remote viewing.
Okay.
Shame.
So you connect to this nail that is left in the pocket of Ori. As you activate it, you can feel a ping in the nerves where the thumbnail is already regrowing. But you can see layered over the rest of reality these sort of remote, like you're viewing a sensor that is over Ori's shoulder. And you can see just really sad Ori making a little camp. It's not a great looking camp.
Billy kind of looks around to see where he is to get like a sense of like which direction to head.
Make a survival check.
Oh god. Not perception.
No, because with remote sensing you can see. It's really more about what you can make sense of around.
It's a 16.
A 16. Luckily, it is summer. The sun is not set all the way, and so you can kind of orient yourself. You have an idea that Ori has gone to the north, a little bit to like the northeast, and there's like an area of like large boulders and these weak little trees that grow up. You saw one of those weak little trees in the background. He's probably maybe 10 minutes outside of town. Not even, like 5.
Billy leaves a note for everyone and then like goes to like stab it with the dagger like onto like the wall so they find it, and then she's just like, wait, that seems ominous. Ominous things are bad. And then just kind of like
Do it on the dresser.
she stabs it into the wall, and minor illusions Cheshire sparkles.
Where
Thinks that's bad, and then just like pulls it out, mends the wall, and then leaves it on the dresser with like a heavy thing like on the corner.
Okay, no problem. So you stab the house several times and then decide,
I fixed the house.
heal it, and then you put the note down on top of the dresser and you make your way out.
Heavy thing on top.
Okay. And you're going off to try to find Ori?
Billy goes out the window.
Okay.
Defenestration. We're on the 3rd floor.
Just for fun. Make an athletics check.
Hey, 21.
Oh, you hoist yourself out of the window, you use the elements of trellis that at one point supported ivy, but has recently been cleared, and you just climb down, no problem. You make your way out and towards the edge of town.
Billy thinks to herself, that's the coolest I'll be all year. No one saw it.
But you make your way out into the edge of town, and you can see Ori's little camp. It's like just a little bit off the beaten path, but you see the trees, you see this ring of large boulders, and then just kind of walking past it and turning around, you see Ori.
Hey. Actually here.
What?
Making sure you're not dead.
Well, you knew that because you haven't stopped messaging me.
You didn't come back.
It's probably better that I don't at this point.
Why?
I have failed so completely. There's... What's the point?
I'm sorry. You tried once. And you have failed completely.
They're going to know
Know what?
that I'm around, that I exist, that I have made my presence known.
You didn't say your name. You didn't
But they
mention
saw
any
me,
relation.
And they saw my staff.
Great. Now, there was a full-on Amber Sworn that had never heard of you and didn't know you existed. You're obviously not well known.
It doesn't matter. There's no benefit to any of you now. Going in there,
Your sister's in
we've
there.
made it incredibly difficult. She's probably gone by now.
You don't know that.
It's... I don't know. It's just... I don't think it's worth it for all of you.
And yet.
I'm just not going to keep pulling you into it anymore, I think. I have nothing else to offer for the rest of the group to help with.
Billy
I
flops
don't
down.
care about the wandering hearts. It's just... This whole time, I've only been following to try and get to my sister. And I've come the closest in 50 years. Less, more. It's... I haven't changed a bit.
Murray, how many hags have I killed on this trip? How many?
I don't know.
Oh, you do. How many?
Was it, I guess that was a wraith. None of them yet?
Yep. And, how many large foes have I single-handedly slain?
I don't know.
Oh, you do. Continue.
I really don't. I don't.
It's
think
zero, Ori. The answer is zero.
See, I don't keep track of things like that.
Because you've brought down many.
I haven't. I can't.
In the course of a battle
Dude.
against fire giants in the pit of a volcano, you slew a whole guard and he fell into lava. Where was I? I was laid out on a rock.
None of that matters. That's.
Because of that, Valis was able to save both Minka and Cheshire from burning to death in lava.
Look,
When we were in the Shadowfell, and I had panic attacks because we were underground, you helped keep everyone on track and made sure that we were all safe. When I dragged people through a nightmare forest so that I could kill hags, you let me.
look. I'm not saying that none of that has mattered. It's just. There's nothing for me to do now. I have nothing.
You've tried once.
And I've failed so miserably
That
that
you
now.
failed once, Ori. I have failed many times. I have
I
failed
haven't
people
failed
over.
once. I have failed my entire life. This is just a culmination of that proves that nothing has changed. This whole time, nothing has changed. And I can't see my sister like that, even if I were able to.
Why not?
Because I have spent the last 50 years doing nothing to improve the way that I could present myself to her, to my family. I left so that I could sometime go back and be useful.
You've been very useful.
Not to you. I appreciate what you've done for me, but...
So all that you have done with us, it doesn't matter.
No,
We
that's
don't
not
matter.
what I'm saying.
Us caring for you and wanting to help you and get your sister, we should
No.
just stop.
No.
This is silly.
Yeah,
And I think you know it.
I know it very well.
Then let's try again. We are not dead. We are not captured. We are whole. No one was injured.
You don't get it. I should not try. If I am still where I am the day that I left the tower,
And why did you leave?
I was forced.
And why would you go back?
Because my sister has been there for the last 50 years by herself.
And she's not there now.
And I can't get to her now because I have failed so completely.
And then you will try again. You will try again until you are dead. And then you will come back and you will try again. That is how this works, Ori. Sometimes we die and we come back and we try again. Because we aren't done yet. You are not done yet. You can rest when you see your sister. You can give up when you are dead.
I don't
Well
even
and truly
know
dead.
if that's the case.
Billy, over the course of the time, you have just watched Ori snivel. He is doing nothing to help himself. He is sitting there saying that he's failed so completely that all that there is to do is sit. And there is a voice on the inside of your head that is... It whispers to you, and you're not sure if this is coming from outside or from within or from a memory, but there are ways that you can just make people do stuff. And for a moment, you can kind of hear Dora's voice. And you realize that when you said, "This is silly," you were repeating something that you were told many times. But Ori is wasting time.
So are you done? Are we done?
I think it's dangerous if I keep traveling with all of you.
For whom?
For all of us. There was someone from the tower. They saw me. They're going to connect the dots. I said her name. They're going to come after me.
It seems like they let you go.
For now. But if news goes further back, I'm going to want to be snuffed out.
And until that point,
Ori, make an insight check.
Damn. That was good, and then it was cocked, and it was bad. 14.
There's something that Billy has been kind of dancing around that does bother you. There's something about the fact that you have been really just doing nothing for 50 years, but you just can't connect what those two things might mean.
Fine. I will come back with you, tail between my legs, ready to meet the rest of the group.
Thank you.
And I'm getting up and I'm putting out the fire and I'm getting ready and I'm walking back with Billy.
Okay. You put out the fire. It's dark at this point, and so when you do, it's relatively dark in this space. Or what's your passive perception?
I'm glad you asked. Because I believe it actually increased a little bit.
It didn't. We had this conversation.
Oh, did it? Oh, no, you're right. It's still 26.
Cited my notes.
Multi-classing. In this moment, as you put the fire out, and there is the of smoke that fills the area, Billy, as the light dies and you're plunged into darkness, you see in the distance behind you, there are eyes, 2 of them. And they sit close to the ground as they might in the skull of a large dog. And Ori, you feel like you're being watched.
Is there someone out there?
And you turn, and as the smoke away, there is nothing. But for a moment, you definitely felt like you were not alone.
Fuck off.
Did you see something?
Always. Let's go.
You make your way back.
What did you see?
I've mentioned it before, haven't I?
Again? Right now?
Mm-hmm.
The letter that you gave me.
Yeah.
Those are my sister's initials, too.
You now make your way back into like the parts of town where things are happening. People are getting out of mines and things like that. And so you make your way in and almost immediately kind of become part of the crowd that is in the streets. There's quite a few miners who are making their way to the various bars within the city. But because it is 9 o'clock, this is a good place for us to take a break. And then we will come back when there is the timer at the I think down there, right? We're all pointing in the right direction. Down there. We'll be back at the end of it. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Courts of Everest, our original D&D campaign where we are always seated in time for our game.
Always.
I was actually here for a change.
We never left.
No,
Yeah.
never left. Never do. Usually the cameras just go down, we just stare at each other.
Absolute
Weeks
silence.
straight. I don't do any, it's all improv. Somehow these are just done back there.
You would think it would be awkward. It's actually very intimate.
No, it is. It's really nice.
It's very calming.
We have the electronic candles. We bring them downstairs. It's great. Okay, you're back to playing D&D. Billy and Ori, the two of you make your way back to the inn, and right around 7:30 at night, all of you are back at the Spitting Stone Inn. The bar is mostly just all of you. It's like a pretty narrow space, and so maybe one or two other people take one of the tables by the door. But aside from that, you have the entirety of the bar to yourself.
I think
Is performing.
I was gonna say, I think on our way in, if we see the performance, Billy would be like,
Make a performance check, Cheshire.
Gladly.
Ori's still trying to be not seen.
Yeah.
Stealthy,
Yeah.
And
Billy's just walking along with a lump.
23.
With a 23, you perform, and I would say, Cheshire, you notice, you get a great reaction. You do make a total of 2 additional silver pieces and just little bits of kind of copper here and there. The crowds, you expect bigger crowds. And this is a little smaller than you imagined your performance was worth. And then you remember, in just a couple days, there is a huge show that is happening in Petrichor. Many of the music lovers not in town right now. But
Bad timing.
you see Billy and Ori return.
Gets a little more upbeat at that point.
Okay.
But
The tuba stops.
yes.
I think Mingo would be sitting in between Valis and Alina and just being like,
I don't know. Do we go after him? Do we not? But also, like, I know that sometimes I'm really overbearing and I'm really too much, and it's just like a lot at once. And so I've been told that I should.
All of a sudden, you hear Alina's hand on your shoulder, and then it winds its way over to your mouth and does this, like on your.
yeah.
You just hear the sound of Minka being squelched.
Valis picks up the tankard and hands it to you.
And that's what you enter into. To Alina's hand over Minka's mouth and Valis passing a tankard.
Billy just gestures to the sad sight, like,
Alina's like, Ori, I'm sorry, I didn't call it right at all. Are you okay?
You're back.
I wave the bartender over for 2 more tankards.
Sure.
if you don't mind, I'm just going to go over to the corner and just someone pay the tab, please.
Alina digs out more of the drow gold.
Sure.
Passes it over.
Yeah, 1 gold piece takes care of the entire round, plus a tip, no problem.
And I'm going to grab whatever alcohol is nearest once I can get the bartender's attention, and then go slunk into a corner and drown my sorrows.
Yeah, no problem. The Spitting Stone Inn very much just beer, and so you can grab a beer.
2
Go ahead.
beers, please.
Take 2 beers.
Billy leaves her flask and just kind of like on the table and just leans over and said, "And in the morning, we try again." And then like just hand on shoulder.
Okay.
Billy's
Kinda-
gonna stay sober.
No problem. Okay. Painful, but you stay
It
sober.
is very painful. Billy very much wants that flask.
Yeah. Rez, in your ear, Alina says, okay, so now that that didn't work out, I have some thoughts.
Go on.
The whole part of the house that's all glass, just going straight through there, break the glass, guts and gore, all over the place, and we just make our way in.
Well, yeah, that's definitely one option.
Okay, yeah, just think about it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk through all the options as a group. But thank you. Great idea.
Feel like little thumbs up next to you.
Little fist bump.
Anything else that all of you are doing? It is now like getting a little bit later. You're all having drinks at the bar.
Billy takes a bath.
Okay, you go upstairs, you take a bath. There are these little runes that you can press and actually control the temperature of the water here, and so very nice is this. It's not a bath full of like different perfumes and shampoos and things like that, but it's comfortable.
Cheshire is performing until the crowd literally basically disperses.
Okay, yeah. There's generally people in the streets, and so like you can kind of nickel and dime people for a few more copper pieces, but there's a pretty good amount of people. Nobody stops. You don't get the normal kind of circle that you're used to. And that's a little disheartening. But aside from that,
That's okay.
anything else people are doing before the night winds to a close?
I think we would hang out at the bar for a little while, just like chattering with whoever who actually wants to talk with her now that she's done like motor mouthing.
Sure.
And then probably around like midnight or so, she would head up, and then on her way up, she would go find Ori and give him like an awkward forced hug and just be like, "I'm glad you're back," and then kind of do like a little sway with Ori, whether or not he wants to,
Okay.
and then head back upstairs.
Hugging does not require a willing creature. It just makes it better.
Alina is gonna head upstairs too, but before she does, to the bartender, she's gonna slide another gold coin over and say, "Keep that guy's cup full."
Yeah, no, he seems like a pretty sad guy.
Yeah, just
Takes the gold piece.
and just the rest, if there's more than that, on my tab, and then she's gonna slink off to bed.
Okay, you make your way up.
Around 10, I'm gonna go retire early,
Okay,
and I want to cast Legend Lore with the beads,
sure.
and I'm gonna say to Javaris, I don't remember how I got you, but my writing here says that I got you from the Fire Giant King. Can you tell me about him?
So are you trying to use your, make a persuasion check to get the direct answer?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Natural 20.
Oh.
This is like, if you can make a cliff notes
Beautiful.
of the cliff notes.
He just responds with one word. Yes.
AI bot, respond only in.
So you hold on to the prayer beads and you sense Javaris kind of stir, and then the presence speaks to you in your mind, and it goes, "Why, Valis, who's a friend? You tell me that you don't remember our meeting."
Correct. It feels like something I should remember.
Well, you took the beads that I reside within from the neck of a fire giant king named Arjan. They hail from a place on the plane of elemental fire. It is a place far distant from here. What would you like to know about Arjan?
I guess my question, how did he get the beads?
Okay.
I'm just trying to like dig more into like just knowledge about the beads since
Give me
I'm
1 second.
confused why I
That's
can't
session
remember them.
43.
Presumably he got them from the previous owner, which was Vasari's
Sorry.
father.
So he says, when Arjan took over the entire volcano, plundered the stores that were there, the prayer beads were left in the dining hall, in the place of honor nearest the jar of souls. It was there that the fire giant king took me and used me for purposes not wholly befitting a scholar such as myself. What else do you wish to know, Valis?
I guess I'll segue into what and ask him about like what activities then are befitting of a scholar such as yourself.
He nods and he says, well, of course, the pursuit of knowledge. A scholar such as myself and one such as you presumably hope to be one day. We are searching for knowledge, for things that have been lost, for things that have yet to be found.
Have we found any knowledge since I've had you? It
You
seems like we've only lost knowledge.
Oh, buddy.
There's almost like a smile. You can't see this individual, but you can almost, when you hear the voice, feel like the grin behind this person. And he says, "It may seem so, Valis, but obtaining knowledge is not always linear. You have forgotten the things that you need to find. In a way, we're not too dissimilar. What do you want to find, Valis?"
My memories?
I've thought about that some since we've heard Cheshire's words. She mentioned something. Do you remember the memory that she showed us?
The memory that was hers?
No. Oh, yes, the encoded memory.
Yes. I
It
remember
said that your memories were stored where peace is for the calm. Does that mean anything to you?
That was what the sign over the Nourish Guild Hall said.
Well, Valis, I would look there.
I totally forgot about that.
And your natural 20 is rewarded.
Thank you, Javaris.
Of course, Valis, who is a friend. That is your kind of time that you spend speaking to Javaris. And then he begins to tell you more about just scholars, the idea of them. You know, learning, it's a pretty cool thing. It's been around forever. And to really know about scholars, you really need to start at the beginning. And you begin to learn a little bit about this thing called the elemental deluge. It's ringing a bell now. You're starting to remember these things. But no problem. Anybody else? Anything before you take a long rest?
I'm drinking until I can't anymore.
Make a fortitude saving throw.
Constitution check. The
saving
first
throw,
one was
sorry.
an 11. I'm just going to keep going until I can't.
Okay, easy. So you don't have to make any more checks.
Okay, cool.
You can
This
willingly
wasn't
fail by
weird.
just pounding drinks.
Yeah.
With 1 gold piece, you can go through 10 beers, and that's more than enough for you. You get shit-faced.
Great.
And I would say probably by about 11:30 at night, you pass out at the table on the bar.
Great. Perfect.
Face down there. I would say for those of you who are still awake, come like 11:30, 11:45, you hear thump thump. Thump thump. And you can hear this bartender just go, "Oh, you're so heavy," as they just drag Ori up the stairs and eventually just kind of drop him at one of your doors. I would say, Alina, the door that you are behind, you hear this as they just drop Ori down, and you just hear, "She's all yours." It's like a stage whisper because they imagine you're probably asleep, but they do want somebody to know, and they make their way downstairs. You hear, dun, 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 dun.
Alina walks out, and
You open the door.
Yeah.
The door opens in, so Ori just.
okay. Hey, buddy. Okay, let's get you to bed. And she's gonna like lift him up, under
Yeah.
his arms, and just kind of pull him into his own room, hoist him up onto the bed,
You
and
hoist
then
him a big snore as he goes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just drop him down.
she tucks him
No,
in.
no snoring. Too drunk to snore.
Yeah.
Just dead.
She's gonna put him on his side just in case.
dead.
Stick the
Dead.
wall him out. Yeah.
Can grab a glass of water.
You put Ori in the recovery position.
Like,
important.
finger under the nose. Yeah, there's a breath.
An unfortunate
wait a
side
minute.
effect of Ori's physiology is that 4 hours later, he wakes up, still pretty drunk, but his long rest is over. Yours isn't.
Yeah.
Ori, when you wake up, are you quiet?
Yeah, I guess so, because I'm probably still pretty drunk.
Yeah, you wake up pretty disoriented.
Probably
in,
just kinda like-
a vaguely familiar room.
Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna stay there.
Cool. You just
Do another trance just for fun.
Yeah, recreational trance. You can all mark off a long rest. And the 7th of highest on Dauntless. As morning comes around, most of you would wake up right around like 7:38 in the morning. Some of you a little bit closer to like 9. But what are you all doing as you come to wake one by one?
Alina's gonna go peek into Ori's room and like see if he's breathing.
Okay. You peek into the
Face
room.
down.
Ori?
Face down.
Yeah, but breathing?
Make a perception check.
14.
You creak the door open and Ori is very still.
Yeah.
You hear in your mind, if we close the door right now, somebody else will find him and we don't have to say anything.
And she's just gonna watch until she sees the back move. She's just gonna stand there frozen watching.
About 20 minutes goes by. Is anybody else like waking up around this time, kind of opening the door?
Billy's like woken up and like actually like slept-ish, and it's just like, is he at least alive? No, like puking and choking in his sleep.
I don't know, I can't tell. And then she makes room for Billy to look.
Billy pokes her head
Make a
in.
perception check. But right before you do, you feel this little hand on your shoulder and you go, whoa, wait, before you look. 2 pieces of silver says he's alive.
No.
Make it 5.
Perception, you said?
Yeah.
28.
28. You see there is almost minute, this little rise and fall of Ori breathing. He's alive. He's not doing great. He's you get the sense that he is trancing, and it's semi-volitional. There's parts of it like fading in and out, and like every now and then you see like the hands like twitch. It's not a restful sleep.
Are you actually legit face down?
Yeah.
Billy would turn you over and like prop you up.
What?
It is just drool like all down the front of his face.
If you sleep like that, you might die. No, no, remember what I said. If you drank all my liquor and you aren't going to live,
Who's
you
from
will...
the bar?
Where's my flask?
Ask Trisha, she probably has it.
Ori, where's my flask?
Yes. What?
You are going to sit up because if I can't find my flask, I will kill you myself. I do not want you dying in your sleep.
Flask. Why have your flask?
Shove him right back in the bed.
And Billy like aggressively tucks in and he covers so that he is stuck.
You just cocoon him in. You karate chop in the sides.
It's not pleasant, but you're firmly kept. Billy goes downstairs.
Okay, you go downstairs. You make your way down. You can see the barkeep has just woken up. They're like getting stuff ready behind the bar, but turning and seeing you, they would say, "Oh, have you lost a flask by chance?"
Yes.
Ah, okay. I found it on the floor, so I cleaned it up for you. Don't worry. And she just takes it and hands it to you. You could see it was like hanging, cap off, like just upside down to air out.
Were all the contents on the floor?
Oh no, I poured it out. It was just on the ground. I didn't know what it was. I'm sorry.
Alina's gonna be like, why don't you fill that back up then?
No. It's just beer here.
Sorry. And she kind of like shrinks back a little bit further away from Billy. So that happens. The rest of you wake up. You feel tension in the air.
Loss.
No good deed goes unpunished. What was that?
Loss.
Reddit joke.
One by one, if you want, you can make your way down and kind of find yourselves in this common space.
I think Mingo would spend time just working on jewelry in the
Okay.
morning just to try to de-stress. Because it's
Alina-
awkwardly tense.
Alina's gonna use the plate to create a feast that is... She's been traveling with Ori long enough that maybe she knows like the kinds of food he likes, right? So maybe he's used the plate at least once.
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
Oatmeal.
I don't know that you've really seen Ori eat anything outside of the turtle soup.
Okay. Well, in that case, she'll just do oatmeal, like a breakfast that she thinks is really good. So it's not. Well, maybe there's oatmeal on there just in case.
It's his bugbear friend.
He does have a bugbear friend who owns that roastery.
Odory.
Yeah, so you make a breakfast plate. You have some oatmeal on there. You have some like hard-boiled eggs in the little kind of like dish things. The individual one's a little spoon next to it. Behind that, there is a little like set of ceramic dishes, different little like salts and spice blends that you can put on the eggs. There are bits of cured meat, but you have a whole breakfast spread here. Or from up where you are, you can smell. It smells like a pretty good breakfast. The rest of you can smell it as well, and presumably everybody but Ori makes their way down. Ori, are you going down?
Nah.
Okay. You try like a little bit, and like you're firmly tucked in. It's kind of hard to move.
Strength check. Oh, I'm staying in bed still.
And Alina's gonna like bring him up a plate of food and just leave it on like the nightstand, like hey, here's breakfast, but
I just like this now.
The arms are by the side, but yeah, you're.
And as she puts it down, she's like
corpse pose.
Yeah. She puts it down and she's like, "Oh, did Billy tuck you in?" They found her flask. Don't worry, it was down. Okay. And then she's gonna back out slowly and close the door.
Isn't this worse if I'm face up?
Only if you throw up.
Yeah.
As you leave, Rez says to you, "Man, Ori looks bad."
You're not like on your back like this. Or Billy propped you up a little bit, so if you threw up, it'd be like
a hospital bed.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know he looks really bad. I don't even know how Billy convinced him to come back, honestly. But
can I hear this?
Yeah. Oh, he's not disguising it at all.
As we're walking away, Lena's gonna be like, "But we're gonna help him."
I can hear the fucking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All the pity.
Okay, you go downstairs.
We're gonna help him, right?
Rez goes, "Yeah, I know. I just I'm a devil and I feel bad for him. So like this, I haven't felt this before. This is gross.
Look, he's got the shit end of the stick right now.
Like I want to be mad at Ori for making me feel this way, but like I know that will make him feel worse, and like that's not what I'm trying to do."
That's probably an inside thought for sure.
They make their way down. You hear Rez talking to Alina as they make their way down.
the one time that they talk openly and they don't do it psychically.
At what point is it intentional?
Make an insight check.
Oh shit, natural.
Damn, it's crazy that Rez forgot about that.
Fucking natural 20 on the thing to stay in bed.
So some time passes. You all make a little bit of like a show about eating breakfast because it like takes a long time and Ori still isn't down. Probably about like 10 o'clock. Ori's still not down. Breakfast is cold. You can see the person who is behind the bar kind of calls out and goes, "So will you be staying another night or
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna pay him.
Okay.
So what's the plan?
Well, okay, you said that hopefully if you actually saw the place that maybe you could figure out a way to sneak in. So did you see anything?
Yeah, I can get in, probably. As long as there's nothing crazy that I'm not seeing, I can get in.
Okay.
Could you open up the door for the rest of us to get in too?
That might be the problem, because the only door I've seen so far is the front door. And that, right now, not a good idea.
Rez in your mind goes, "Alina, tell them about my plan."
Could we...
Alina's like, Rez has an idea. She'd be like, "Go on, Rez, tell them your idea."
Suddenly visible as Rez, and he's like, "Okay, look, I've been thinking about this all night. And Minka can make us all be, and you can do the flying thing. We just break in the window in the front, right? And then we just kind of sort them all out."
So could you like pass a note if you get inside?
What's wrong with that plan?
I think it just needs a little workshopping.
Why?
Well, So I don't. If we break the glass, we'll, attract attention, and then if we go in and sort them out, then we're gonna attract more attention. And Ori wants to be, discreet.
But in your head you hear, when I say sort them out, I mean kill them all.
I know.
And then out loud he goes, but then if there's no witnesses, I don't see the problem.
He does have a point.
We'd have to kill the entire town.
It's a huge town.
Not the town. Oh, no, that's silly. Because we're breaking in the windows. We're inside the building. There's no windows facing away from just the water. So, I mean, as long as nobody comes into the house, I mean, we could just kill them too, I guess.
So, let's put a pin in that. That's one idea.
Yeah, it's the best idea.
It's one idea. And so we're just gonna keep talking.
Just put our thoughts out. I am
Pat.
against the idea of killing the merchants that we don't have any reason to kill at the moment.
Yeah, I think we probably shouldn't murder any more people than we need to.
So if you find a lady who looks like Ori, can you pass that lady a note to, meet Ori outside?
Yeah.
That way there would be no need for us to get in.
I don't think that's gonna end up doing what we want it to do.
What are the chances of us being invited in?
Now?
Probably 0 now.
The guy said we could leave, but not come back.
Yeah, he could see me while I was invisible. That's not...
Oh, shit,
that's
really?
not- yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, the guy with the really big swords.
Yeah.
Tattoo guy.
Yeah.
So can't rely on that.
Okay. What are the... Okay, or does Ori's sister like music? Everyone seems to be going to the
doesn't like
Battle of
music?
Bards.
Well, that's a question for Ori, I think.
I think I mentioned earlier, I think he said that his family wouldn't be the type of people that would go to that event.
Oh,
Did say that.
okay.
Oh, by the
slight
way,
sidetrack.
after you.
The memory that you showed us.
Mhm.
I just realized something. Was there something in the memory about the peace before the calm? In the memory? So Vincent doesn't remember the actual.
Yes. So you would remember that the part that had a verse about Valis. Give me 1 second, I'll tell you what it was.
He didn't get verses in that.
I know, I felt really left out.
Okay. So you think
If it's
about
any consolation, mine was pretty bad.
I seem to remember somebody having just a pile of corpses behind themselves.
Valis saw far too many things to be allowed to keep all of his memories. Now they're all tangled up in strings. Oh, sorry, hang on 1 second. Now his memories are tied up where peace is for the calm. And so, not exactly the motto of the Lunarish, but pretty close.
And that's what it said on the... You said that's what it said on the door, right?
Yeah,
Of the guild hall? In whatever language that is?
that is what it said.
Why would Lunaris is a merchant guild, right? Why?
Allegedly.
They have the little crimson weirdos.
You can contract those, can't you? They're gonna just assume.
Why
It'd
would?
be really great if Ori were down here and helpful.
We could just talk about it up there in the room.
He will not respond.
He doesn't need to, but he can.
I'm going
Listens to you though, right? Yeah.
Cheshire
okay.
hears
there-
that, stands up,
And
and
there she
just
goes.
walks upstairs.
All right, well, we'll let her give it a shot then.
I got him back. That's about as much as I think I can do.
That was pretty good.
I'm going to march upstairs.
Okay, you
Oh,
march
sorry.
upstairs.
No, me too.
Kick the door in a little more forcefully than it should be.
You expect it to be like actually like clicked and shut, but it was cracked open when they left, so it just wham, slams in. You hear the only other room that is occupied by this gnome from like the other side. You just hear, "Ah, I'm not home," but you pop your way in, no problem.
Ori! I'm gonna go over and just sit on top of his chest.
Just right down on top. Everybody's been treating you really delicately, and as you inhale, you smell all the food that has just been left now for about an hour. You smell this hard-boiled egg and like all that stuff. It's not great with the hangover.
Get up, we need you.
I can't get up. You're on top of me.
Come on, let's go. Just like start pulling him out of the gates and
Okay.
like, out of bed.
No problem. It's hard. He's tucked in really. Somebody really tucked him in. This was not Ori that did this. You pull it out, you get him free. Ori, you're kind of like shoved out of bed.
What?
What are we doing?
Well, I was just going to rot away here.
That's a
until
really
you
bad
came.
plan and not one that I'm okay with. Let's go.
So you hear the quick footsteps of Cheshire slam over the door. You hear the gnome upstairs shout out, "I'm not home!" And then there's some like murmurs of conversation, and then trud, trud, trud. And then Ori just slinks down the stairs. Cheshire just shoving behind.
Just gonna go
Tell
up
me she
and
can get anyone out
plump
of bed.
down at the bar, head down.
You do so.
Ori, I was just telling this to this, but I think that my memories are tied up with the Lunarish Guild.
Of course they are.
So
Wait,
now we can all help Valis get in.
wait. We found out that
They go look around and be like, and like start saying quieter.
we found out that the sickness that you were studying was
The white
connected.
beetle flu.
Yeah, that was connected to the Crimson Mage, wasn't it?
The flowers.
The flowers. Yeah. And the Lunarish has someone who is trained by the Crimson Mage. And they have your memories? What are they trying to hide? What's going on?
Does seem ominous.
So they're merchants, right?
Know that the guy with the tattoos was from the Tower of the Crimson
Oh,
Mage?
You had set it to Billy. I think Billy would be the only one that knew, unless Billy told other people.
I didn't tell other people.
No.
My apologies. And then just go back and like just pretend like that part of it just looked in the good. Like,
So, if the Lunarish have Valis' memories, and they were stolen because of the research, do you think? And your sister was there. Is there a connection there?
Dear old Valis learned too much.
Most certainly.
What? Oh, we've all heard it now, so we
Yeah.
recognize that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and also, so Hannah remembers having this conversation at some point, but I don't remember whether it was in game or not, about memories being like a commodity that can be bought and sold because they're useful in
Yeah.
making.
You've had that in game.
Okay. So Lena's like, I mean, yeah, they're merchants, but they might just be buying up memories in bulk. I mean, for all we know, there's a lot more going on with, people's memories being taken than, maybe they're taking more people's memories than just people who get kicked out.
Does Billy recognize the herbs in the circle for the Lunarish?
Make a nature check.
She did know about Moonwort.
Yeah.
17.
You recognize Moonwort. There are other things that are like woven into it as well, but the way in which it's kind of prominently displayed would make that the sort of main component of it. Yeah.
So, Ori, Rez thought maybe we could go in and kill everybody. How does that sound?
Huh? And you can see Rez like 2 thumbs up towards you.
That sounds like the worst idea possible.
Well, all right then, chin up. Help us make a real plan.
I mean, he's a real plan.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Help us workshop more ideas.
For what it's worth, nobody else has offered a plan. So right now it is the plan.
I did have the idea of Cheshire sneaking in and passing a note to your sister.
That won't work.
Good though.
Why
Not
not?
for finding your... You all think that getting in there is going to... What? What do you think I'm going in there for?
This actually isn't just about you anymore.
I know, so why are you trying to get a note to my sister? That's not going to get Valis' memories back. That's not going to get
No.
any of you anything closer.
But if she's inside, she might know something, and we could have a contact on the inside.
Also a good point.
I told you before. I don't know how she'll react.
Yeah, you don't know. Till we try.
A note from a stranger is not going to be the best way, if I even wanted to try.
The note would be from you, not a stranger. Though it would probably be a bad idea to tell her where we are. Just in case.
Okay.
Would it help if instead of a note, there was a way that I could talk to her? You did mention a potential connection.
Look, I don't think that I should stay with you because I don't know what I'll do
But you have to.
when I get there.
It's already been decided. Why are we having this conversation?
You should go after the things that you need in the guild hall, but don't look for my sister. Don't think that that's something that we can go after.
Okay, we'll pencil it in as a side quest. Let's
I
Come on with a
don't
plan.
think I can help on this anymore.
Yes, you can.
We'll just start planning around you then. You sit there and eat your breakfast. Okay, so if Cheshire can get in on her own, and the primary motive now is looking for Valis' memories, Cheshire, if you can get in there, maybe you can get the lay of the land and see how things are laid out. And then... Oh, that's what you've been doing? Ew. Anyway. You
Mr.
up for
Bloody
it, Cheshire?
Fingernail.
For what it's
So-
worth.
Is
Alright, go
this
ahead.
a reconnaissance you're looking for? What do you want?
I'll defer to the expert, honestly. What do you think?
I think with our attempt yesterday, we have one shot at this.
Agreed.
So,
Can I throw a bad idea out there?
That's all we've got at the moment.
Okay, so we have a hunch that they're dealing with memories. Do we have any to sell?
Ooh.
I'm in the red for those right now.
I mean, we know that. Well, we have a pretty good idea that they're doing something with memories. We've seen a bunch of things. We know stuff. Would we be able
If
to get a meeting with
Valis'
someone to
memories
sell
are
something?
in the guild hall, getting them back is not going to be something that can be bartered.
Well, I
They
mean,
already have the memories that they want. That's why they're in there.
right. What I'm saying is, can we forge that connection somehow to get invited inside? And then, or at least figure something out? I didn't say it was a good idea.
My memories. I just want to say that I'm trying to get my memories back, but it's not worth death for us. And also,
Sorry.
does the Lunarish have any other guild halls on the continent?
Make a history check.
Because just because this is one of their guild halls,
And I would say, Valis, unfortunately, make it a disadvantage.
In her mind, Cheshire would hear, if you're getting bored, just clap your hands once.
I thought that was fly.
Almost like before you start talking, it happens. Yeah.
14.
14, okay. With a 14, almost certainly, it's a huge, sprawling organization. It probably has at least one more on the continent and probably more elsewhere. You don't know where they are.
Okay. This could be just like not their model or something. Like it might say that my memories are tied up with the guild and not just the specific guild hall itself.
I have an absolutely awful idea. Should we ask, here's some for help?
Once for yes, twice for no. Do you want to just go in and see what you see?
So for what it's worth, also Cheshire just goes out of the bar, no prompting.
Did you clap once? Sorry, did you clap once? I didn't hear it. Did you clap at all? I didn't hear it. That was Carrot.
Billy just
Cheshire going.
I know we're having a
Did you
yes. Did you say yes? I couldn't hear. Did you?
Did you say yes to my secret message that I sent to you through my mind?
I just don't want I don't want Ori to hear. But no problem.
Off the top of my head, if you want to do your little ring trick again, I can do that. But that does require all of us. I could make my. I could get us an invitation. It wouldn't get us very far, I don't think, but I could.
Go on. How could you get us an invitation? Like, from whom?
From the front gateman.
Anything else you want to share with the class? That's us. We're the class.
I might be able to suggest something.
If we're taking ideas, I might have a couple of other ideas. I don't care if we follow them, but they... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
They asked for paperwork, and I do have a forgery kit. And also, they asked for a password, and I could ask Javaris if that is just something he could give us. Just a couple of ideas, but I'll let y'all decide.
In your head, you hear, I kind of like your plan.
I don't mind us traveling in the ring again. This time we would need a proper code word.
What do we do about the butler?
Mayo.
I don't know that that's going to work a second time. It might.
Evade, I would think, right?
Oh, is like the word mayo or like the presence of mayo or either?
Wait,
I
I
think
thought
that
you
was
said it was
aioli.
aioli.
No, you said it was mayo.
I'm pretty sure it was horseradish sauce.
So are you
Fairly
deciding to
positive.
use this ring plan yet again?
Listen, as a side note, Ori, that cloak, do you know how to attune to things?
Do I?
Yeah, you've seen other people do it now enough that you have an idea as to how it works.
He had to attune to the bow, right?
Yeah,
The
you
crossbow?
tune. I don't believe so. No.
Not tunable.
If you need any help, you can ask. But maybe it would be good to do that before.
Billy just like tucks the cloak in further, like
Okay. You take the cloak and you just
Now he's
jam it
cuddling with
into
it.
like his shirt, kind of wrap it around. It's almost like on top of the red scarf.
Auto attune.
Auto-attune has really ruined the attunement
It
industry.
really has, yeah. So Ori stands there on a boat getting auto attuned. No problem. You begin the attunement process. Anything else that you all want to do?
Are we doing the ring plan again?
Well,
Nobody decided.
so like while we're sitting there, while Ori's like attuning because he has no choice, Alina's gonna be like, okay, Ori, it's time to decide whether you're gonna help us get inside and help Valis find his memories. We need to know whether you're coming along or not.
With all due respect,
He's coming.
doing the exact same thing does not seem like the best idea.
I have yet to hear you contribute any other ideas.
I do not have any other ideas.
So, decision time.
I would like to stay here and wallow a bit more.
Like a bit more like another hour or like a day.
He means he wants to stay here and wallow until someone comes along and murders him.
Oh. I mean, Ori, I guess that's your choice to make. So, Cheshire, what's the plan? What timing are you thinking?
You tell me
Well, like daylight, nighttime.
what plan you want to run with.
I like the invitation plan, personally. I think getting somewhat in the front door without trickery, well, much trickery, might be our best bet. If this guy can see Cheshire invisibly, then
I think I heard tell of them getting somebody else who sounded kind of on par, maybe. Something about
us being in a
truth.
ring isn't going to be much
Master of Truth.
Master of Truth.
hiding.
That
Yeah. We
Sounds
actually don't
like
know
a-
whether he could, perceive us.
person who, like,
And there's no telling how they'd
Extract.
react if we were to somehow fall out of said ring because we see condiments.
What would I know about that kind of magic from the tattoos? Like, what would that signify?
Surely that's a one-time mistake.
That's more of a lunarish thing, not really has to do with the tattoo.
So the tattoos weren't from the Crimson Mage?
They were.
Oh.
The Master of Truths has to do with the lunarish. not
Oh, okay.
Crimson Mage.
I was talking about the butler. Or the guy with the
And he kind of has to do with both.
Crimson Mage.
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. He works for the lunarish and he has tattoos from the Crimson Mage.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would say make a insight check with that. Try to think about what that means.
19.
With the 19, having those tattoos speaks to magical training.
Yeah.
It speaks to magical training from the Crimson Mage herself. That means that individual is probably immensely powerful. And it comes to you that the spell that you saw them use is one that typically really only masters learn. It is an arcane sword, and usually when you summon them, there's one. So that speaks to them being not a wizard, perhaps, maybe more of like a sorcerer. And I would say you would imagine that probably means that there is some kind of collaboration between the Crimson Mage or forces involved with them and this group right here.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
They've seen our faces.
That
Is the
person was
only-
trained by the Crimson Mage herself.
So,
If I do anything against the tower, I will actively be an enemy of the tower. That is something, despite everything, I am not quite yet willing to do.
So I know if the Crimson Mage is the leader of the tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Kara's reference, the Tower of the Crimson Mage is the one that Ori is associated with?
Correct.
Okay.
And do we know who
Couldn't remember if it was
the
that or
name
Crush
of the
Blossoms.
Crimson Mage?
I don't believe
Unless
any of you do.
I
You
do,
do.
yeah.
You do. But I don't think anybody else does.
Who is... Dallas is thinking whether this is a socially appropriate question to ask or not.
Oh, buddy!
You were all ready to go in and get your sister before.
I wasn't.
So, in the front door? He's made his choice. I'm not going to drag him along kicking and screaming.
Billy just kind of stares at him and like narrows her eyes like, we talked about this.
What?
Billy didn't say anything, just the face.
So are you all making your way back? Sans Ori?
Alina's going to say things like, are people ready now? Do we have any preparation we should be doing? Stuff like that before we just, rock on over. And she's going to at least want to make sure that he's attuned to his little cloak.
Okay,
Seems
yeah,
as
and by the
though-
end of this,
Yeah.
you become attuned to the cloak. It is the cloak of the bat.
Seems as though the Wandering Hearts only has 5 members. Someone's not willing to keep trying. And Billy just kind of like gets up and starts heading out the door.
Okay. You get up.
We already discussed
Elena
this,
gets up.
but like concentration effects only last while you're on the same plane,
Correct.
and us being in the ring does not count.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, we can't just sit here forever. We have to do something.
I have something for you, Ori, if you choose to come with us.
What?
You find out if you come.
At that, Rez is going to say, look, he doesn't want to come. All right? He didn't get to choose not to have magic, but he's choosing to have no power now. Don't force him.
You make a solid point, Rose. I lost myself. Thank you.
And he, little potato wings out. He stops right at the door, little potato hand on the door. He's still kind of hovering, and he turns, and he goes, kind of disappointed. And just keeps flying.
Now that's 2 people who are disappointed in you.
Valis, are you leaving as well?
I'm just gonna stare at Ori for a little bit.
Okay.
3 people.
It's just so sad.
What is it?
Are you coming? We
Are you
walk and
still
talk.
here?
We walk and talk. We walk and talk.
Do you have something to say, Valis? Just say it, get it over with, please.
It doesn't feel right going without you. I don't think we should go if you don't want to come. The hall will always be there. And I've lived so far thus well without my memories, I think.
I think that you will have better luck getting at your memories if I am not involved. I will only bring more trouble than I am worth.
Guess I'm keeping it then.
If it were up to me, I think we just walk away from this for now. If we're only going in there for my memories. There are other things for us to do.
It seems as if, regardless, all signs are pointing towards the Guild Hall.
Well, if we don't go in now, then we need to have a B plan, something we work towards because clearly something's happening here. We can't just leave this alone forever. Multiple things have pointed us back here. So, I think we should start a shop.
Start a what?
A shop. We had to get their attention somehow. They're merchants. What if we make a name for ourselves as... Like...
The longest of cons!
Can I tell you?
Quick, help me write a grant.
When I worked at Francisco Hospital, we put a really long get band. There's a kid who was with us for like 3 months. We played every night. And this kid, for all of the hours that we played D&D, just farmed turnips the whole time.
I was gonna say,
And then right at the end, right before they left, they spent all of their like amassed wealth to basically buy an army and overthrow a kingdom. And I was like, wow, you spent probably close to 110 hours just saying, I farm my turnips now. And like master con. Anyways, I think it's great.
If we make a name for ourselves as traders or something, we'll get their attention and get our own invitation.
to be clear, it's just the three of you now. The rest of us are
Yeah, Alina
outside.
is outside, like filing her nails, leaning up against the wall.
Everybody
Oh yeah,
just
and there's a
looking at
loot
you
corner,
after-
a loot player in the corner.
After this, like,
Tavern owners
thought
are just
about opening up a shop. How do you respond to that, Ori?
In your head, you hear, sounds kind of silly, doesn't it?
outside.
I
Billy's
don't
just
even have a weapon.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Come with
I
me.
don't want to kill anyone anymore.
So don't.
How are we going to get in?
By sneakies.
I failed.
Just because you fail doesn't mean we will fail.
Well then, good luck.
Get up, Ori. Get up or I will drag you out.
Well then, start dragging.
It's hard, and you have to like get Ori's arm like
Oh,
over.
I'm going for ears.
Oh, ears. Okay, no problem. You pull Ori by the ears. Ori,
long, good
immediately the
handholds.
pain just pierces straight through your ear canals and like into your brain. As it tugs back, it pulls on these like nerve endings that go down into your fingertips. And you almost have to like move a little bit. Are you going or are you resisting?
I'm not resisting, but I'm not making it easy.
Okay.
Do people have to be willing to go into the ring?
I think so.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
I would also never do that to Ori.
You haul Ori out, off the chair and you kind of like drag him by the ears out and into the street. For those of you who are waiting, you're like, oh good, Ori's coming. Oh, and like you see Cheshire just tug him by the ears out and into these streets.
Ah!
Walk by yourself where this continues.
Ah! Let go!
No.
Let
No.
this is gonna look really stupid when we walk up to the front gates.
trying to let get off. Let go. Can I like,
Make a competing athletics check.
Can I get out now?
Make a competing athletics check.
All right, that's pretty good. Are you?
19.
Oh damn! Meetsas. Wait.
Try to shoo away this hand.
No, wait. I lied. 27.
Ah, there you go.
I was
A little
doing straight
closer.
strength. I'm weak as fuck, but I'm athletic.
Athletics. As you have this ear grabbed on, you wrench yourself around, and as like Cheshire follows you, you just pull the other direction. You yank free. It's just an ear.
I'm going to follow that with the butt of the Ruby Crescendo into his temple.
It is just a crack right across the head. And it is like a spark of pain you hear from like invisibly next to Alina. Ha!
Why did you do that?
Get up.
Are we good cops, bad cop?
And I'm going to hold out the Ruby Crescendo. You're welcome. Get moving.
I don't want to use that.
So don't. Get up.
How did she do that?
I told you she's good.
Inspiration.
So as they're walking, Alina's gonna be like, so just to confirm, we're doing the suggest that we can walk in the front door thing plan?
Sounds like the best one so far.
Butcher it up. You got a shiny new cloak.
Wait. Were the windows openable?
No, they're glass. Like big panes
So
of
it's not
glass.
like
The whole side of that house is just like gigantic panes of glass that have been set into wood. Not
His idea was to break them.
his
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we could just open them.
Or he's come full circle onto Rez's idea. It's like, actually.
So, while we walk, most of the thing is stone. I can change stone. I don't know how useful that would be. I can make a door. I'd assume they have something preset that would prevent that.
At the very least, it's a potential emergency out.
Okay.
You make your way through the streets. Give me 1 second here. Okay. And as you do, you kind of like pass the same stores that you passed. You see the embassy off and to your right. And as you approach the Lunarish Guild Hall, you can see there are about a dozen people up and around the steps. You can see there's a little bit more activity than there was the previous evening. You can see the wyvern that had been previously on the top of the smelt house, now up on the roof of the Lunarish Guild Hall. You can see the mercenaries that were around them still over on the smelt house. They've just spread out now across more of the buildings in this district. You can also see there are what appears to be 4 Ambersworn that are up on the top kind of deck of this place, for a grand total of 16 people and 1 wyvern. You can see the people who were up in the front previously no longer there. There are slightly more. You actually do spot the fire genasi, who is now up near the front of the gatehouse as well.
How's the Demu feel about the Amber Sword?
You haven't seen a Demu since you all windwalked your way out of there.
Oh, okay.
It seems as if
Damn.
perhaps she is throwing her lot in with a different group now, because
Fucked off,
that did
'cause
not
we
work out
fucked up.
well.
Yeah. That
Sorry,
makes
Demu.
sense. Makes a lot of sense. Yep.
Oh, that's right. That was
More shame for Ori.
So, seeing all of this makes me really worried about this plan. Do we have anything else we could do?
Short of coming in the back way, because we're probably not getting in the front the other way.
You hear Rez out loud go, "My plan is still solid.
I know, bud. I know. Just
There's even fewer of them inside now.
what?
They're all out front."
Oh. Telepathically, Alina's gonna be like, just fall back, buddy, fall back, or he's already so sad.
All right.
Look, I appreciate the initiative, though.
I do think we should go through the back, though.
I thought the whole problem was that we couldn't go through the back. Solid rock.
Not the back. It's where all the glass is.
Back is a cliff face off the...
But there's got to be a dock.
Right.
You saw the underside of the dock, yeah, the wooden piers that kind of anchor it to the ground.
Oh, that exists. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Underwater time?
I was thinking cloud.
Cloud time?
The way that it's glass and then just sheer cliff face, like almost seamlessly.
Almost seamlessly. Stone, glass,
Right.
stone, cliff face. There is this dock that extends out. It's probably about 20 feet up from the ocean. Like, there's no water that comes up to the wood itself.
Okay.
The posts go up and up and up, and you can see places where the high tide has at times kind of like
Right.
gotten to it, but it is very strange.
And
It's
like-
almost as if this dock was not meant for sea vessels. There is a dock down a little bit lower that is in the water, and you can see a little rowboat tied up to it. Other ships could make their way
Are
there.
there like ladders up to the side of the cliff face that get up to the building itself, or is it
No.
so from the docks there's nowhere to get up to the building?
The dock like goes straight up to the building, but there doesn't seem to be a way to get from like the docks around to like the walkway. It's a notable. It almost seems like an error in the building design, unless there's like something that is put into place, almost like a gangplank or something like that.
We could be clouds.
I'm happy to be a cloud. We can like fly while we're clouds, right?
Yeah, that's kind
the
of
point,
the
yeah.
whole like
Yeah.
appeal of being cloud.
You can fly up, and you would be flying up if you went to those docks. You would be in front of all the windows. Because of the stone wall, nobody who's standing out front would be able to see you. It would mean that butler guy, the only person who is presumably still within the building proper, would have a pretty clear view of you, for what it's worth.
We just stick to the edge of the cliff face and we just go.
Yeah, no, there is, in theory, a world in which that could work, yeah.
Okay, I have a really silly idea. It's better than becoming merchants, I hope. We become clouds. Pass out a trace. We be sneaky clouds?
I could definitely get behind being a sneaky cloud.
Which way will we enter in from? Being sneaky cloud.
Like, around the back, where the airship dock is.
Oh, is there a door or window back there?
There are windows back there.
Yeah.
Presumably.
If we can fly, we can reach them.
Like open windows that we can fly through, or
We'd have to find a way through the window.
are we back to breaking the windows?
Jesus,
idea?
I think we might be.
Hells yeah. All right, guys, but only in your mind.
Is there, okay, do we have a way to like, cut out a piece of a window rather than just like shattering it?
In theory, sure.
Only have really extreme ways of breaking windows.
Would thieves' tools carry the necessary components to do that, or is that an extra?
A glass cutter.
I think. Give me 1 second. Let me see.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Was there anything on the roof that, like, some type of hatch or any?
There's a wyvern. Aside from that, you only got a paw to really see.
I've named him Chekhov's wyvern.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Not the
It
wyvern.
does not
was
have
on
anything to
these
cut
screws.
glass.
I think he was before.
File, lockpicks, small mirror mounted on a metal handle, narrow bladed scissors, pair of pliers.
On top.
And in my
glass
opinion,
with it, it'll
probably
just
a
take
torsion
forever.
wrench.
So the wyvern is on top of the roof of the guild hall now.
Yes.
All the way over there.
I mean, we have diamonds. It would just take longer.
So, if we were outside the windows, anyone who knows the spell Misty Step could get inside. Well, no, but there's probably like wards and stuff, right? I don't know why I'm looking at you.
We're
just
assuming,
yeah.
but we don't
There
actually
were none
know.
that I saw around the building, but we only saw from the front. So
Well, we have plenty of silly ideas. One of them's gonna work.
Want to weigh in, bud?
You're all now like right about the place where Filthy Windows off to the left, the blacksmith off to the right. The blacksmith is open now.
I'd like to declare that we stop walking before we get too close.
Okay, so you're like a little bit further back from that. You kind of
We're
hang out
still
from the
being
market.
like very wary of the fact that we're back at the scene of the crime.
Sure, yeah.
So like trying to still be nondescript.
Okay. So you hang around kind of even before you get to the smelt house. You are like way down the street from the gates proper, but you can see them at a distance.
What are we doing?
We're stopping to talk more, I guess. Or because we still haven't figured out like if we do go around the back, like how do we actually get in? We kind of got back to maybe just smash the window.
What's wrong with that?
it's loud. It's obvious.
It could not be loud.
You got a way to make that not be loud.
Yeah.
Done.
Magic.
Okay.
Clouds?
So Operation Silent but Deadly it is.
Can you do it while you're a cloud?
Someone will just have to make sure that I fall onto something.
It takes a minute to go from cloud to not cloud.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as long as you can hide for a minute, you're good.
I mean,
I will be a bat instead.
It is
Okay.
broad daylight.
Yep.
You cannot be a bat.
Are we doing it in broad daylight?
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
It is currently broad daylight.
You're standing outside. You hear like off
Are
the
we
distance.
straight up doing it right now?
Everyone's out front now.
We also don't have to. And Alina turns and goes, Ori, do you want to help plan this fiasco?
I kind of already did the first time when it failed completely, and now I'm kind of out
Going
of
to
ideas.
try again.
Yeah,
kind of
because
out of
right now
ideas.
the idea is fart cloud. Silent fart cloud.
I think that would at least be a bit easier at night, but
And then you can use your cool bat technique.
He just wants to avoid magic.
no, I want to avoid
He wants
detection.
a loophole to get out of this.
So do you all want to wait for the evening? You certainly can.
I guess we're waiting.
Okay.
I think if you want to have the bat thing in your back pocket, then yeah, it makes sense to wait for evening.
Well, I think that is still going to be very difficult to not be caught if we're going in the back, and as I've said before, I do not want to become an enemy outright of my home. So I have found myself at an impasse.
Just don't stop being a bat. You
Which
don't
is
wanna-
why I was saying I don't want to be a cloud. I want to be a bat.
Oh, you
Begin to
could-
wait.
So maybe we turn around and start sorketing back.
You walk back to the,
We're just taking a constitutional.
no problem. You're just taking a nice walk.
Should we go to Dirty Windows to
So
see if we can
Cheshire's
find our
going to go
friend?
camp at the bar.
No problem. So you say that as Cheshire walks up the stairs to that very place.
Sure.
You can see the bartender who was there before sees you and says, "Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
So nice to have you. So sorry about the trouble the other day.
Impeccable service otherwise.
Oh, well, glad to hear it. Please have a seat. Or would you like to go upstairs to have a bit of food?
Yes, that would be delightful.
Well, you know the way."
Thank
They turn and just kind of
She was
gesture
well
for
known
you.
for
You
her
make your way
5-star
upstairs.
Yelp reviews.
No problem.
Billy's still outside, sends a message to Cheshire that says, "Hey, you want to try something that Alina and I would do in bars?"
Ooh. What? Oh, I can't answer you, can I?
But
You say
you
that
can,
out loud.
but you can cast message, right? So.
No, I have I have telepathy.
Oh.
If you do, just send some sparks out the side. Billy just cackles in the street. You do hear that. It's loud.
Everybody hears that. People kind of turn.
Billy's just like, do you want me to make the scene or do you want to make it?
In your head, you hear, "Yeah, this is a nice establishment. They cater to my needs. You be the same."
Get ready to clean them good. Billy just like thumps open the door. Minor illusion smoke behind her.
You can see the bartender just kind of like withdraws a little bit. Can I help you?
I have potions and whatnot that I would like to sell if I may take a corner table.
Oh, you mean to sell here?
It just aids in a little bit of greasing of palms and getting people interested in more drink.
Of course, you could do that. You have all the appropriate emblems to operate a business in Darkbriar.
Of course.
And we just need to see them.
Oh, don't worry. I have them well installed.
Make a persuasion check.
I like to imagine ourselves just standing out in the street being like, what the fuck's happening?
Well, Alina definitely is like, watch this. We used to do this all the time.
Well, as long as you know you'll need to display them when the patrols come around, of course.
Of course.
Upstairs, please.
Thank you.
You make your way up. You go upstairs. Cheshire's like sitting at the bar. It's right around like 2 in the afternoon, like 2:30, and so it's not crowded yet. There are actually, and I would say For what it's worth, Cheshire, again, kind of flagging your attention, it's Sunday, and so, like, people shouldn't be, like, away, really. Like, people should be in the bars at this time. It's kind of quieter than you would expect it to be, and so, again, a lot of people making their way to this tournament in Petrichor. But no problem, you're there. A couple people are, like, drinking as well. You're not alone. And then Billy comes up, and Billy's lays out just a bolt of cloth that she's had like in her pack this whole time, and like begins lighting some candles on them and sets out a bunch of different colored vials of varying sizes. Okay.
As well as lays out some coins, some like ethereal looking herbs that definitely didn't come from a certain ice devil's lair.
Sure.
And some smoky vials are in one corner, and she just kind of like sits down and begins playing with the black leather gloves and just looking meaningfully at people.
Okay. You can see the first person that catches your eye is like definitely a miner. They're still filthy and like seem to have they look kind of like Ori, and so probably like passed out somewhere in the streets and then made their way back here. But they look over at you just bleary-eyed. Picks up his drink and kind of walks over.
You seem like a man who's down on his luck.
You can see he deflates a little bit. But make a persuasion check.
21.
Kind of nods.
Mine's drying up on you.
It's drying up on everyone out here.
Would you like a little assistance?
What can you do?
Billy picks up a little like yellow colored vial, and it's like kind of yellowish orange. So it kind of looks goldish.
Okay.
One drop of this on the tip of your pickaxe. Veins shall open before you. Wealth of rivers of gold and diamonds. Yours for the taking.
How much?
This one. I don't give it to just anyone. 2, 3. It's quite time-consuming to make. Very rare ingredients.
Well, how much for them? You have 3. I'll take all of them.
Oh, no, 3 for this, 3 for this.
3 what?
Oh, 3 gold, of course.
He looks and he goes,
A minor investment.
How long will you be here for? I don't have 3 gold.
Oh, my
I've
goodness.
got 7 silver, that's all.
Oh, I see.
We get paid next week. If you can wait, I'll be back.
Well, there are 10 drops to the bottle. Perhaps you have some friends who might be interested in splitting with
Are you starting a pyramid scheme?
Wait right here. I'm going to go see if I can find some friends.
And Billy just looks over at Cheshire like,
You are evil.
If I look outside,
What if I could just find one friend who has a lot of money?
Not enough.
that will work.
Then I can invest in things. Maybe they'll buy all of your stuff.
That could help, yeah.
Just stay right here. Watch my drink. And he puts his drink down. And my pickaxe. And he puts his pickaxe down. And he like sprints down the stairs, kind of stumbling, and makes his way out. You can see he like almost loses his hat, but grabs it and runs down the street.
Billy takes the drink.
Okay, no problem.
One of the all-time greats.
That happens. You post up at the bar. What are the rest of you doing to pass the next couple of hours?
Do you remember when Minka said that she would give Ori bat lessons? Just pointing out that we have some free time.
It's not
It's
dark.
also not dark.
We need
Or
to go
can't do
somewhere
it.
dark.
You gotta practice in the moment.
Could you practice in a cave?
Yeah.
Just if you close the blinds in our bedroom, do you think you could do it in there?
It's like
I just thought maybe you could
7-foot
start
ceilings.
with like, some book learning before before you get to practical.
So, Ori, we're going to talk about bat theory today.
So Mika seems
Well, I
like the
guess
type that helps you
can read
learn on the
about
job.
it. Read some Harry Potter.
After some time, Cheshire would begin to perform,
Okay.
and her most recent one is the Epic of the Silly Beans, which comes with a lot of illusions of the goblin balls that look like the beans floating around the room,
Okay.
and like juggling with them, and
Sure, no problem. You do that. And as you kind of like spend some time, can you roll a D100, please?
Me?
Yeah.
Ooh. Is this to see how many guards come by and kick me out?
How many people Cube gets on for the fucking pyramid scheme?
28.
Damn,
Aw,
you got
that's a lot of
28
people.
friends. That's gonna sell the whole
Or it
stock.
could be 2.8.
it could be.
Okay.
This isn't an emblem guild check.
So I think while this is happening, we would get money from Alina to go buy divination supplies.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
can
go
definitely
buy
do
more components as well.
What components are you looking to buy?
I want to buy teleportation circle components.
Okay. I would say, Minka, you actually know the only place that really sells like components. It's kind of a strange place. Ori was recently there actually, and had passed the components, the reagents counter. But there is a kind of odds and ends shop where all kinds of crystals and things are sold. And I would say, Minka, you actually know a little bit more about Shai Bulin because your mom knows her. Shai Bulin is, if your mom can be believed,
Shy Bolin.
Shai Bulin is the daughter of an individual, and again, your mom told you this, and she doesn't even really believe it. But evidently, Shai Bulin is the daughter of an archfey called Sarula Elien, who is a sort of like member of the Fey Pantheon. That couldn't possibly be true. This is just kind of like an elderly water genasi. But you do know that they do have magical items in their shop, and they kind of mix them amongst the various other things. They don't seem super concerned about the financial aspect of recompensation as much as finding things that are really worthy of her eyes. And that your mom does not know what that means. She's had success just like trading in broken glass sometimes. But there are different kind of moods to this individual. But they do sell reagents.
They're probably in a bad mood right now. Someone was rude to them yesterday.
we don't have to roleplay the whole thing out if we don't want to.
Sure.
But basically, I would like to go, and I would like to obtain, since we have not gone back to get the divination supplies I have commissioned. I just need something because a bunch of my spells require divination supplies worth
sure.
at least 100 gold pieces.
Yeah. And so, unfortunately or not unfortunately, you can do that. There is a markup for divination supplies. It's 120 gold pieces here, but you can certainly do that. You also would see that there is little pouches of gem-infused chalk that are kind of up on the corner.
How many pouches does she have?
Those cost 100 gold pieces only, and you could. There's 3 pouches that are currently there.
The chalk is 100 gold pieces each?
Yeah.
100% markup?
It's pretty expensive, yeah.
Well, I hand Minka her money.
I think I left the horse-shaped rock the other place. Dang it! So I have a lucky rock from Toes, and I would probably show Shaiblin this and be like, look at her and be like, "Is this actually lucky?"
She would just glance up at you and just go, "Oh, Minka, I don't care about that."
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there anything you do care about today?
She looks up at you and she says, "It's just so sad, you know, about Lord Artasis passing away."
Yes. Also, it is a shame. It was rather brutal.
She nods and she goes, you know, a song would really cheer me up.
I know someone who can produce a song. You do not want to hear it from me.
We have a bard friend. We could bring her back. Also, 1 bag of chalk dust components, please.
So she goes, same thing, you know, you can pay for the stuff if you want. There's up to 3 of them. But she would nod at you and say, well, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, if you could bring them by, all the bards have left.
Right. Because everyone is going to... I'm surprised you're not going.
These old buffoons can't make that trip. Minka, will be too challenging for me. But you, why aren't you going?
Oh, well, honestly, it's on the list. But, we haven't caught a good rain cloud.
She smiles and she says, would you like a portable one?
Yes. How about we trade you the song?
Okay.
Okay.
Lean's gonna
We
send
can do
Rez
that.
to go get Cheshire and like tell her that she's got a customer, like a waiting customer.
All right. And Rez just goes, I really don't understand the economics of that tipping point. All right.
Not worry about it, my guy.
Flies up, goes to go find your bard friends. So, no problem. Rez is able to locate you. You having said that you're going to that place.
Fair trade.
You get the sense of like Rez kind of landing on the stool next to you as you're playing, and Rez just goes, hey, I guess we gotta trade a song for something. I wasn't really paying attention.
I told you to say. That is like the opposite of how to get Cheshire down.
Oh. Telepathically, you hear, what was I supposed to tell Cheshire?
Okay, 1 second. Just open your mouth, and then I do the thing where I can speak with my voice out his
Okay.
mouth.
You suddenly hear Alina.
Cheshire, we're across the street at a store with a lady who I think will be a good customer. She wants to hear a song.
Okay. Wrap up with what I'm doing and
Seeing Cheshire wrap up, Billy like immediately starts like packing stuff up.
Okay. You start packing all your stuff up. The miner still hasn't returned, unfortunately, with their friends. They're like rounding up several people to
I got a
do
free
this.
drink.
And you make your way out into Shy Balloon's shop of whimsy and woe. And as you enter in, because it is 10:30 and a good place for us to stop, as you open the doors, and Cheshire, for what it's worth, as you come into here, you open the door and the sun kind of streams in behind you. It's like 4 p.m. It's starting to set. And it is like this really cozy little shop is full of cobwebs, but they're not really cobwebs. You can see they're just these little strands of strings, and they lead you to a number of different items. You can tell that there are all kinds of magical things in here. You see a little onyx dog. You see what looks like a tunic that is imbued with like real gold, but the gold seems to kind of sing with its own magic. You can actually see that there's this little crown of swords that is almost certainly magical in some way, shape, or form. Even the essential oil. There is something that looks magical there. Only one. It's only one little vial and has a very peculiar stopper to it. But that seems to be kind of tied to a string. You see a box that is now kind of on the desk. She had been fiddling with it when Ori was in there, but that seems to be magical. And you can see almost everything behind the reagent counter. Authentically magical reagents. None of this is... Though this looks very much like a snake salesman kind of shop, almost everything in here is either authentic or just a nice thing to look at.
A wonderful counterpoint to what he just saw in the bar.
Yeah. But as you walk in, that is where we're going to end for the evening. So thank you for sticking with us for this session of Adventures in Alberon Courts of Everest. We will be back next week. If you can't wait that long, we have a YouTube at Alberon RPG. We just went through it all yesterday. There's like there's I think 472 videos there now. So you can literally watch starting now and go straight through till next week, and you actually won't finish campaign 1. So
We'll still be
Oddball
getting ahead of
RPG.
you.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.